Shh. It's okay. This poultry.
You have a good eye.
That's for you.
A pleasure doing business.
That's all for you. Comes from a place of love. I got it up for you, baby. I got your best interests at heart. Welcome back to that stream that I'm shirking my duties at actually doing and streaming.
Hey,
I did the fishing thing again. Hilariously enough, I never saw a single golden fish that entire time. So you know that whole thing that makes you, get money, the silver, gold, platinum, and even the Fodlandy fish? Yeah, I didn't get any of that. I got a buttload of food now, but I mean, it's not really what I wanted. I wanted also money. I mean, I don't need money. It's entirely of greed. I don't need money. But I need money. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? Come on. You know what's up. I got you. I know what you do. I'm still doing that. I don't remember what I'm doing with my life in this game, so let's just do it. So this is only A+, gotta fix that. Probably not gonna get this dude to be S+ Magic Man by the end of the game. Because I am an abstract, abject, obtuse failure. But we're gonna work on it. Him especially, but that's because he's Cyril and he's kind of butt. And also because he uses both bows and axes. So at the very least, I'm gonna get him to have both. That, like, the crit. That's how it be. He's still more of an axe man, but he can have a little bit of splash of the bows. You know what I'm saying? He's S. He's fine. He needs some work. Oh, he definitely needs some work. She's fine because she's always fine. I mean, I'm still gonna probably train all of them, but yeah, anyone who's still at A needs to get their shit together. Some of them I could just straight out ignore, like Raphael, because he currently is only working on fists, so is just passively generating fist experience better than anyone else. So he's just good for right now. Claude, he's just generating bow and flying until he gets Ready Stance Plus, but for right now he's fine. But Ignatz doesn't get anything. Ignatz gets points put into him. There he goes. I need to look over my team. Like, can I look at him? Am I allowed to do that? All right, there we go. Because, like, strength +2, I could probably take that off at some point. And then I could be just like, hey, here's movement +1. Let's give him that flex option. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but he goes real far, real fast. But then also he'd need bow fair. Actually, yeah, he'd need bow fair, so he needs to stop learning how to do that. Claude? What does Claude do? Pretty much same deal. He's gonna get bow fair, so I'm probably gonna take away... I don't know. Weevil! You man! Hunk Muffin. Stud Lord. But, I don't think he's not gonna be able to get Ready Stance. Is Cyril gonna be able to get Ready Stance? Oh yeah, he's fine. He can get Ready Stance. He already has Axe Prowess, Bow Prowess, but then he could get like Axe Crit, Ready Stance Plus. He doesn't really need Close Counter because Ready Stance is Close Counter, but more defensive rather than offensive, and that's Claude's job. Anyway, how you been, Weevil? It's been actually, it hasn't been that long at all. I mean, I'm streaming pretty regularly. I'm actually doing my job. Look at that. Wow. Look at me go. Alright, let's see what else. Leonie, Hilda, yeah. How about her? She doesn't even get anything off that, so I'll just put points into axes and move along, you know what I'm saying? That's good to hear. Because if you weren't, we were going to have a serious problem. A serious problem of the I'm gonna get mad at you variety. Extensive problems, in fact. Now let me work on their tasks. I'm about to sneeze, I can feel it! Ow. That was annoying. Don't sneeze, kids. Can't recommend it. It's rather annoying. Cyro, he's fine. You know, you need to adapt. There you go. Mission accomplished. There we go. We're doing it. Doing it and doing it and doing it. Wow, there it is. There it be. Focus on, yeah, just go for it. There you go, Ingrid. Good job. I'm proud of you. Well, Weevil, on good news, we should be getting closer to the end of this game. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but we're a little chunk of the way past the time skip, and we only have, 13 billion more paralogs to do before we can just play the game. And as much as I love Fire Emblem and I love all the lore I'm gonna get, we've been doing this for months now. I think it's finally time to move on to a new game. That new game being Paper Mario Master Quest.
I'm a quick study. I work to grow.
Still a long...
I still don't know what the other one's gonna be, because I'm gonna swap Master Quest, because I'm actually liking the format we do. 3 days of the main project, 1 day of a side project, the whatever I want to do day, and then 2 days where I do co-streams with Ninja. I feel that's a good system. I like it. It gets lots of variety, but we still get a lot of leeway into the big main project while we slowly chip away on a side game. We could have a side game be like something shorter or something more a niche or some fun stuff like that. Ooh, we got options. Oh yeah. What are our battles for today? Yeah, we'll work on those later. Now is the time to go farming again. You guys like Farmville? I got a white Verona. Does that make you happy? Want some veggies? Clearly not.
Professor. Hey!
And thus we go back to feeding our students, and we get to see more support conversations. Hoo-wee mama! Alright, now we get to go through the systematic order of who gets to hang out with whom. Claude... I guess Flame, because I do believe Cyril Shamir still... Is it still Cyril Shamir? Yeah. And I know Annette and Lysithia are being taken up, so it would have to be Claude and... Where's Claude? Claude and Flame.
Eating is life. Literally, you die.
This is...
That's a one. And hey, there we're already starting off good. Lorenz and Manuela. These are the poultry stuff. Manuela and Lorenz. There's Manuela. Get to feeding Lorenz. Unfortunately, I can't be picky enough to only focus down food items that both people like to build even more support points. Because right now, I really need to just see things they both can stomach, and I need to pick food that conserves my, stock. Wait, no, we were doing Raphael Shamir, weren't we? Yeah, we swapped over to Raphael Shamir because Bullet requested it. So, what can you do? Ooh, this actually works fantastic. Is Raphael and Shamir both like that?
This.
Why do I have to provide the food for these people? Is the question I need to ask. Ignatz and... I guess Ignatz Mercedes, but Ignatz Petra is also almost done. I think it's Ignatz Petra for the rest of it. We'll come back to Ignatz. I don't know if someone else is using Petra. I don't think so. I do remember Ignatz and Petra talking to each other, so I'm going to go all in on that. But it does seem weird. Petra, Ignatz. There we are.
I'll fondly remember.
I would be...
Ignatz still not done. This does take a while is a big problem. Lysithia and... Ooh, Annette's done. Have I done Lysithia Sylvain? I've done Lysithia Lindhart and Felix in previous runs, so... I could also do Lysithia Catherine. I think we're gonna do Catherine. Because no one else is using her right now. And she doesn't like that. Fantastic. Catherine and... Lysithia. Also, Catherine's another one of the characters we've barely talked to. We've talked to... Like, the ones we haven't really hung out with were Cyril, Alois, Hanneman, and... a little bit of Shamir, but... Catherine. Because we had hung out with Shamir, Manuela, and Sedeth a little bit, you know, on the side. Gilbert we also didn't talk to a whole lot, but he's unique. Yuritsa we talked to a buttload. But we're trying to shore up the ones that are a little left in the dust, left behind. Ash Marianne.
I'm sorry.
This looks delicious.
Oh, Ash Marianne's evolved. Hilda and... I think we're doing Hilda and Annette. Yes. Yes! I'm gonna be frank, Annette is one of the most forgettable characters in the game for me.
It's kind of nice. Ooh.
I never actively want to go for her support conversations, but sometimes we don't have a choice. I went too far down. Leone and... Oh, Leone Sedith. That's right! How could I forget? It's one of my personal fan favorites. I'm a big fan of it.
That looks...
It's nice to...
Leone Sedith. Not bad. And then we have Cyril and Hanneman. Cyril and... I guess Mercedes. Cyril kind of gets the backup dancers, because Petra, Ash, Sedith, and Shamir are all... And Manuela are all being used right now. So... At least this is doable, but I want him to get more A ranks. He doesn't have enough. I need to start maxing him out some more so we can actually hope to get epilogues with him. Because right now he's not getting much. And Sedith Cyril definitely wasn't bad. But right now, Mercedes and Cyril. Another 10 out of 10 because they both like it.
This is my...
And finally, Hanneman, who I think... He's not hanging out with Dorothea and Hanneman, I guess. Nope. Nope. Double nope, actually. They both didn't like that. Alright, there we go. And then after today, we get to do, just, again, a boatload of paralogs.
I don't like being hit on during a meal. So?
This is...
There we go. Nice job, team. I did not check if Dorothea Sylvain is done. Can't I check here? I don't think they're done, because there wasn't a support conversation available right at the onset. So I'm going to assume not, and move along. Did you guys know Cyril was apparently actually perfect at being a real boy? Oh, I need to check if Lorenz still needs Movement Plus. I am speed teaching. I'm holding that A button as best I can. Otherwise, it's real tedious. he still need it? Yes! HP plus 5 and defense plus 2. It makes him a little bulky, but he doesn't need it. Because he's gonna get black magic, dark magic, whatever it's called, range plus 1, then movement plus 1, and then maybe he'll get, like, the Tome Fair, and then I'll just get rid of Poison Strike. So he's fine. And getting him to be able to actually, because of that, he's going to maximize Horse Aptitude by default because he's almost there, and letting that passively generate is a better idea. Because it'll just generate through combat. I don't need to actively be teaching him that, so let's focus down on getting him the Tome Fair. Raphael's still fine. Ignat's working on him. Lysithea, she always needs training because she needs to be better. She's not good enough yet. She doesn't need faith training anymore because I'm not going to use white magic fair. There's just no reason. Actually, I don't even know if she's going to need the other Tome Fair, because I don't know if she's going to get the right kind. Because I know you can occasionally have a person who uses, like, black magic compared to dark magic, whatever, the evil one, the one Hubert uses. There is one class that only gives you dark magic, or the normal offensive magic. I don't know. She's still fine. Actually, just like... what's his name? Just like the other dude, I can take her off flying just because she's gonna get Ready Stance Plus by default over time very soon. I don't need to actively be training it. We can start focus firing these people. Who still needs it? Lysithea, fine. Take that off. Who still needs it? Hey, Ants! Hanneman still needs it so he can get black magic range plus 1, and then I'm gonna start training his faith out of the way to learn new spells. That's fine. Cyril needs it because I'm still trying to get him to have Bow Fair 5. Or not Bow Fair, Bow Prowess 5. So that's fine. And then I also wanted him to have Ready Stance. Ooh. I think I'm gonna trade him flying instead. Because he'll, again, passively generate bow XP by being in combat. I don't need to train it. But he's so far behind on flying XP to get Ready Stance Plus, I need to bump him towards it. Whereas the other people are very close. Also, hi-ho howdy, Ants. How you doing? Also, hi-ho howdy, Ninja. How are you doing? I already said hi-ho howdy to Weevil, so he doesn't get it. I've already talked to Weevil because he's subscribed again. Time to talk to Shamir.
It's been 10 years. Can I move on yet? Never mind. I know what you'd say. In a sense, someone who's long since passed. Another mercenary I fought alongside. They were killed 10 years ago when Dagda was in conflict with the Empire. It's all I can focus on lately. To be honest, I blame you. I'm just teasing. I know it's not your fault. You just remind me of him. You give off a similar air. It's uncanny. You even have the same inflection, which makes no sense because we only ever spoke Dagdan. I don't know what it is, but you feel the same.
Why
to
does
me.
Petra have a
I
hard
guess you
time
just remind
learning
me
the
of the
language?
past.
Shamir doesn't.
Please, it's not your fault. It's my fault for getting caught up in memories. Still, you always remember your first love, right? That's enough of that. There are more relevant topics to discuss. Good question. The world is completely open to me. Your next move seems apparent. But who knows where I'll end up. I left Dagda, crossed through Bridget, and came all the way to Fodlan on my own. I think I'll be just fine navigating this world, wherever I decide to go.
Alrighty. But, what's your dumb content idea, Ninja? What dumb thing are you brainstorming today? Earthy
I was
tone.
just considering. Thank
She
you.
likes earth. Dirt. Here's your dirt drink. Merry Christmas. It's your favorite.
Not bad.
She didn't like it. I'm mad.
Yes.
Tell me about yourself, because that's the only one that seems valid. First meeting. Fuck. They were all romance related. I didn't think she liked that. Mighty Weapons.
Very good.
At least it's okay. At least it wasn't a bad teacher.
That was delicious.
Please give me charm. Thank you. It apparently has an earthy flavor. AKA, someone just picked up a leaf on the ground and boiled it. They didn't even wash it. The tea washes it. That's good for you. It helps get them
May I discuss
vitamins and
something?
minerals in your diet.
I
Chair
promised
creak.
to help you find the truth of who you are. But I'm afraid it's not that simple. There are some details I have kept concealed. 5 years ago, before she vanished, I asked Rhea some pointed questions. I learned that she knows everything about you. No, that is understating it. Rhea is responsible for your existence. I could explain to you here and now what fragments of knowledge I was able to pry from Rhea. I fear, however, that a partial understanding might do you
There was
more
actually a
harm than
video
good.
by a dude of what
Once
would
we
it take
save
to get
Rhea, you will
every
know the
single
whole of it.
ribbon possible
For now, that is all I
on
can
one
tell you.
Pokemon, and it would have to come from Colosseum, because there are
If you are
unique
still
ribbons that
uncertain
only
about
come
your
from
feelings,
Colosseum, and Colosseum is the
then
first
permit me
game
to add
in
one more thing.
the lineage that can still be transferred
You,
all the way
Rhea,
up.
and I, we are like family. Because of those deep ties,
It took
you can
them
be
a very
certain that I
long
will
time,
never
because that
abandon
one
or betray
Pokemon
you.
needs to beat...
On the contrary,
Because you know how all the
I
Pokemon
greatly
games
wish to
have
see
their
what your
respective
future holds.
end game
I
super
am
area, like
and
the
will
battle
always be
the battle
your
frontier, and worse versions throughout all of them. You need to have
You are
that
not
one
wrong.
Pokemon be involved in
History is full of
completing
examples.
all of them
I don't believe
in
that will be the
all
case
of
here,
the
but
games,
I suppose
as
all I can
well
do
as
is ask for
everything
your
in
trust.
Colosseum,
The
and
truth
doing a
is,
bunch
you
of
have
other
become
dumb stuff like
indispensable to me.
the
And that is
contests
true quite
in
independently of whether I see
like
eye to eye
Gen
with
3
Rhea,
and
or even whether we are friends.
friendship, which
After
is
this
kind
war
of
is over,
easy, and
where I go and
maxing
what I
their
do
like
will depend
certain
wholly on
stats
you.
and a bunch of crap like that.
I am still trying to figure that out myself.
I actually am going to go back through this just to double check, because I don't think he said anything new, but I actually wasn't paying full attention. Just double check, just because I did actually start letting my mind wander, and I don't want to miss content. No, it was about the same.
Perhaps it is just that I find you so fascinating.
Nah, it's
that
about
I
the
cannot
same as
bring
last time,
myself
which
to
is
leave
why I've
your
kind of
side.
let myself ramble.
I dislike a one-sided conversation, but in this case, I am afraid I had no choice. Our future is yours to determine.
There we go.
Here's the results.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm getting
Like I
my
said, there's a video already covering the whole thing. Speed train.
I think I got it.
Alright, boys and girls, paralog time! And by that I mean side quest first time. Taking care of business time. The Pokeathlon is just so much fun, I'd do that by default. The Pokeathlon is so
Thank you.
much fun.
I am grateful. Thank
I've
you
already talked
so
about it in
much.
previous videos, but Pokeathlon was such a fun compilation of
Thank
minigames.
you.
I would regularly take my DS with me, and I would boot up Pokemon just to do Pokeathlon. It was just so much fun. It was just a filler game to do when on the bus or in a car ride, on the shitter. Optimal time allocation. Alright, who still needs training? Raphael's not in there, which is annoying. Anyone 35? Oof. Yes, but be frank, I think I can actually genuinely unequip the XP stat, the experience gem. It's gonna be very difficult. No, give me that back. It's gonna be very annoying to micromanage this. And also because we're at the point of the game where XP stops mattering. What's more important now is just doing it, you know? It's still very important to have, and the knowledge gem I'm still going to use, but I just cannot be asked micromanaging it. Now the Raphael gem, however, I do want to give to someone. Right, Verona? Resistance. Let's give that to... Where is he? There you are. There you go. And then... I was gonna give the Raphael gem to someone, because it makes you immune to attack effectiveness, so I can make one of my flyers immune to archers. And that is very nice. Why does Leone have a shield? Where even is Leone? There you are. She doesn't have a shield. Why does it say she... Oh, she has one in her inventory. Ah. That would make more sense. Accuracy ring, fine. Evasion ring for later, fine. Ugh. Probably... Oh, ooh, he had the March ring. That's right. It's gotta go on someone. Because it makes him immune to archering. I'll probably give the March ring to some... Can I even give the March ring to someone else? Like, does it matter? Hilda could use it, but she kind of needs the Aegis shield to just not take damage straight out. It's pretty important. What does he have? Hexalock shield, yeah, that ups his resistance. That makes him actually be able to fight mages. Even though he really shouldn't. It gives me that option. His is the crit ring. Because... honestly, I'd probably rather just him have the March ring. And so he can go real far, real fast, go zoom zoom. What is yours? Magic and... It just raises might. Okay, that's... worse. Yes. You will have the fail gem. So now he's immune to archer, so he can actually get into archery battles. Wait. Does he have a crest? Shit! It can't go to him. He doesn't have a crest. It can't go to Leone either. It would have to go to Byleth or Claude. I think Claude would have enough accuracy, I guess. I'm gonna have to hope that he's meaty enough. You know? 10 accuracy is really nice, but he has a lot of accuracy stims right now. It feels so bad taking that off of an archer, but now he's immune to being murdered by archers. And similar thing, now he can go on PvP archer duels. You know? Anyway, does he still actually need the knowledge gem? Yes, because his isn't mastered, and Byleth. Yes, because hers isn't mastered. Alright! I think, assuming we've done all the dumb busy work, we should be good. One person did have a weapon that was nearly broken, and other than that, we should be fine. Hopefully. Hopefully, because as much as I love doing this, man, it probably kills the pace of any stream. There you are. Here's your that is a training bow. I'm not going to fix that. I'm just going to give him something that's not shit. Yeah. Here's an iron bow. It's better. And you know what? Let's spice it up. Here's a killer bow. There you go. Merry Christmas. Don't spend it all in one place now, Ignatz. Bye-bye. Here we go. Is that actually chests? No. It's that filler map. who needs XP? Ignatz. It's also class mastery. Ooh, Hilda. Ooh, yeah, Hilda. Oh, Lord. I need to give her a new weapon. She had a training lance on her hand, and I forgot to replace it. Frikagel and hand axe are nice and all, or the steel axe are nice and all, but she kind of just needs just a junk weapon to just throw at people.
What's my strategy?
You know. Like a crescent signal. That's almost perfect.
My turn.
Very helpful. Shall we?
I'll do my best.
I was trying to squeeze out just that little extra bit of class mastery. It's not super important, but something like Byleth being able to master their class is very important. As if they can master their class, I can get Defiant the Void. That is very nice, to say the least. Everyone loves Defiant Void, that thing that makes it so you don't get murdered.
At the ready.
Speaking of not getting murdered, let's stop Marianne from getting murdered. There we go, and then over here, Ignatz still needs that
Steady
XP.
now.
Oh man, he doesn't double anybody. Huh. Ignatz, I love you. You're a beautiful son of a bitch, but wow, you kind of just don't do a whole lot.
Let's make this quick.
What an eloquent way of
My
phrasing
orders?
that. He doesn't. I mean, it's totally right. He doesn't, but... He tries his best, and that's what's important. I just wish his best wasn't as bad as it is.
Let's go.
Ooh, Byleth might actually die here. I wasn't paying enough attention. These two people were able to hit her. I thought, it's Byleth. Byleth's fine. It's a filler mission. I was totally right. Those dudes are worthless. They're just like bandits or brigands or some garbage. They're a bunch of Neanderthals with a big shiny sword. They're not a sword master. They did 7 damage compared to the dude who does 16 times 2. He also hit all of them through the 50% hit chance, so respectable, if annoying.
You're really tough.
Yeah, son, HP defense. What we like to see on all of them tanks. Rest of the stats, plus the stats, are also very nice. We're not really looking to have another to-do on our hands, and so I do very much so appreciate stats that aren't just defense and HP. But I can still brag and gloat about getting some more XP in the defense and HP
I
department.
got cocked.
It's very nice. Just lets them do that job that's already overdone with excellence. Just a little bit better. Byleth being just a
stronger than before.
beacon of excellence as always.
Hey, look at you.
Oh, primo chance. He has Reveal Gem, can walk him over, bait this archer close, and beat him in an archer duel. even despite being a flyer. 5 damage. Because he's immune to the weakness now. Yes! That is why we like to recruit mercies and cast flies. Even though the sight of Cyriel is a very nice reward.
Next try.
Poison Strike works with non-magic attacks. That's really dumb. Unfortunately, my disservice to Big Nats. Wait, did I actually ever do that? No, okay, he still has the crit ring, so his crit's just kind of bad because he doesn't have bow crit plus 10 quite yet. He's working. It takes him. You know, he's got to get in the right mindset. He's got to get in the mood. He can't just bust out crits 100% of the time. It gets tiring after a while. I mean, despite being more optimal. I mean, do you run everywhere all the time? It's faster. No, you don't. You got to do these things sometimes. It's just the consequences of your actions, you know?
Not so fast!
Alright, let's have Cyril actually get involved in the fight, because he hasn't up to this point. He's trying his best, Scion. Scion, he's trying his best, Scion. Scion, please. Why you gotta be so judgmental? Scion! I did get a new chat window. Does it look better? I actually completely forgot to bring that up. Yeah, I'm trying a new chat thing. I'm trying to optimize a little bit of the things because rewatching some of the VODs to test out for chicanery and tomfoolery lost in the midst. I noticed that in some games where I don't have my proper chat window like I do with Paper Mario, it's kind of annoying to see sometimes. I'm trying this one out. Tell me if the chat looks weird, is too big, is in the way, it needs to go somewhere else, etc., etc. I don't think I'd probably move it, but I can resize the chat box or a little bit, like if chat's sticking around for too long after the message. Because I can make it to where chat just doesn't automatically fade. To where if someone writes something, it'll just stick there on screen until enough chat goes by to get it to go away on its own. A bunch of stuff like that. You know, we're trying things out. We got a new meta going on. We're trying new things. Also, Eternal Guardian of Foreign Land and Sky. What do you want to do? Too bad. I'm picking this one first because it's the lower level and I don't want to deal with the big boys. Probably be alright. Because, I mean, how often do we need the bottom left of the screen, you know?
Nothing like a
I
moment
mean,
of
what,
perfect
chat goes there?
stillness.
Guess what? Doesn't go that far.
Why is it preferable to have stillness?
It's a fine paralog because this gives me class mastery.
Please don't sneak up on me like that.
If nothing else, it's
Oh,
weapon mastery and class
You're here
mastery.
too, Professor? What's going on?
I was asking my question first. What are you enjoying about air that is still?
Still air makes me feel better, that's all. It means you're in a nice, closed-off space where you can hide.
But spaces that are wide and open are wonderful. Places like forests and oceans.
Guess we'll have to agree to disagree about that.
I am not understanding your answer, but I am appreciating your explanation. I am reminded. I was wanting to ask if you wish to be going to the forest or ocean with me.
What? What part of anything I said would make you think I wanted that? So, your grandfather is in
Why
trouble.
would Petra
He's
ask
trying to lend us
Bernadetta of
soldiers
all
from
people?
Bridget, but Edelgard is sending messengers there to convince Bridget she's not their enemy.
You are saying messengers, but the truth is they are a threat. Bridget is having no power to refuse.
I get it, but what does this have to do with me?
Professor was asking this of me. I was
Actually,
told
now that I think about it,
if
this
I
is the
am going to a
paralogue that's
faraway
redone.
place, to be
Because
taking Bernie
the only
with
other
me,
time I've seen this
since
paralogue
she's
is when
hiding
we were
away.
working with Edelgard
What?
and we had to,
Professor?
fight Hubert
What
off.
did I do to deserve
Or
this?
not,
I know I'm a
yeah,
recluse, but I do go out on missions once in a while.
It was one of the nights. That's back when we had Hubert. We had to fight one of the nights. Was it Catherine? It was one of them. I don't think it was Eloise. But yeah, no, we're gonna have to see what's redone about this map because
I
we're
have rights.
actual
Bernie,
dudes,
I'm wanting this as
different
well. Please, join
friendship
Since you
alliances.
put it that way,
Who's
Petra,
Catherine? Okay.
I'll think about it. Do you really want me to go, Professor? All right. I'll lend a hand. For everyone's sake.
me. What is the point of lending a hand? Are you not needing both of them to battle?
What? No, it's a figure of speech. Oh, don't make me imagine that.
I mean, two of my characters aren't going to get trained because I don't use Bernadetta or Petra, but at least, again, class mastery, weapon mastery. I'm not even going to get much XP because I'm already a little overleveled because I've done so many paralogs, and the XP ramping in this game is aggressive. So, I'm not going to get much direct XP off of this, but that's not really the point. It's always more about the mastery and whatnot. Also, I did not even assign adjutants in the last game. Sign. If you're level 35, get out. Boop. No, he's a mage. I kind of want him. 35. Gotta keep the healers. Hanneman's not really a healer. He has Meteor, though. I did not need Meteor before. This map's kind of easy. We don't really need Meteor. Meteor is the big, aggressive, violent solution. We do not need that level of violence. And I can instead tag my two tanks in and just let them go to town. You know what I'm saying? You can tell they're the tanks because they're the two that actually have shields. And I can actually fix up my inventory like this. That's wrong. And then give you one of... it actually doesn't matter what I give Byleth. Byleth has access to every single weapon. Here's an Iron Lance. Merry Christmas. And we got you. Hey, you're fine. Iron Bow's looking a little rough and tumble, but it works. We got you. You got your Blutgang. You're fine. It's looking good. Also looking good. Waiting for him to master Wyvern Lord. What does mastering Wyvern Lord get you? Also, it's not even to master Wyvern Lord. It's more so I also want to master Wyvern Lord, but I want him to catch up in stats because his flying bow and axe are behind everyone else. Defiant crit? Oh, that's not bad. Ooh. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's no Defiant to Void because nothing's Defiant to Void. But it's not bad. Definitely not bad. I will actively seek that out. Doesn't need that, but she needs a new weapon. Just a junker. Just throw in there to do a little bit of damage and hopefully let her double. Scion, unless you're doing way new game plus, I don't think that's really applicable in normal play. Getting that would take so much dedication. I'm not saying it's impossible, but oh man, you would need some investment to get to Defiant, the Defiant set. And then, honestly, like, Defiant Crit, Defiant Strength, Defiant Avoid, Ready Stance Plus, and then something else. You gotta have the Ready Stance, that way you just really overcap on Avoid and just never take damage. And then... I was thinking Close Counter, so you can use a bow. Yeah. I was specifically thinking, like, Defiant Crit, Defiant Strength, Defiant Avoid, Ready Stance Plus, Close Counter, and then you use a longbow. Or it could just be any bow. So that way you can hit 1-2 range, and longbow 3 range, and still counterattack. And you're almost untouchable when you do a buttload of damage. The only problem would be accuracy at that point. But as long as you're not at 3 range with the longbow, you'd be fine. Then you can just throw on like a killer bow. And just almost guarantee the crit. This is what I was looking for. Why does he have an antitoxin? That's wrong. Now we get to look at adjutants. Who's flying? You all are. Who do we want to see more social links with? Hilda, I guess. Oh, I actually need to go through my current social links. I never actually did that. We need to get them out of the way before I actually look up new ones. So, we're gonna actually have to watch a bunch of support conversations right now. Oh. Never mind. I guess, yeah, that does work, but that also puts you at risk of artillery fire. I don't think Avoid works for battalions, because I thought battalions scale off of Charm, but I don't know if Avoid also works on those. And then it also doesn't work against, like, monster screams and bows that are out of range, artillery spells, stuff like that. I actually don't know, Ninja. One thing I was going to say we should do next week, if it's at all possible, or better yet, tomorrow in general, Risk of Rain 2 is launching. You know? Like, that's something I kind of want to do, like, with the full kit and caboodle Discord. Like get a group together and have a grand old time, but, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Ooh. Lorenz is behind. I guess I'll do Lorenz Manuela. Because it's an option. We need to do the options that we have. Yeah. If you want to, Ninja. The only thing that I ask is that you don't do the church route, specifically because Scion has requested that I do church route at some point in Maddening and with the DLC, and then I thought, like, hey, that'd be a good capstone, but that's, like, later on, just so that way I don't get spoiled on church route. Ants, we're talking about what we're going to do next Friday of the co-games once we're done with Phoenix Wright. Anyway, what was I doing before we actually get back to autopilot? Raphael and... yeah, I guess Shamir. Raphael Shamir was requested. It also frees up Shamir, so that way she can be feeding with other people. Oh yeah, I will play slow. I'll get mad at you all, but I'll play slow, and I'll get mad at everyone because this is bad video game. But yeah, any of you dickheads who have Risk of Rain 2, tomorrow once Risk of Rain 2 launches, because that's the getting out of beta, the game is coming out, update tomorrow, with new items, an actual final chapter, a final boss, and we're gonna go into it blind and have a grand old time. Scion! Scion. I know. Oh, what, you think I'm gonna go into that New Game Plus? Probably. Let's be frank. That's like the whole thing. It's like a culmination of all the playthroughs is tackling the hardest difficulty. If I did an actual new game, oof. My fear would be that I soft lock. Is that I genuinely get to a part that is too... the only fear that I have about doing new game maddening is that I'd soft lock because I didn't prepare properly. I can get into a fight, I just cannot win without incorrigible luck. God damn it, Ninja. I didn't even mean it as a stream thing. I just wanted to play Risk of Rain 2. Also, Ignatz and Petra. No, Petra's in the party. I can't do Ignatz Petra. Actually, I'll look at, like, Hanneman. Who does Hanneman have? He needs friends. He doesn't have very many. Hanneman Sedith would work. Yeah. I'll do Hanneman Sedith. He's not in the party right now. We're not doing Hanneman then. I could do Cyril Sedith, because Sedith's the flyer. Yeah, that works. Did I get all that right? Sedith, Shamir, Mount Nyla, everyone's out there. Okay. Should be fine. I'm kind of getting distracted by all the talk of Risk of Rain 2.
Professor, this is bad. The enemy's already here.
In strength, the enemies may be winning, but I am
And again,
having
Scion,
an
you
idea.
actually didn't... I think
I
you
have been
missed
hearing
it,
that my
but
friends
for at
are
least a
being
lot of
imprisoned
it.
in the Western
But you missed a
Stronghold.
lot of our Paper Mario Pro Mode. Or Paper Mario Master Quest.
will be taking
Round
the
2,
Stronghold and
with all the
releasing our
difficulty fun
allies.
stuff. That
Do not
game
let loose your hope.
is going to get nearly soft lock. I actually did
That's
run
like
into a
calling
fight
with
that
enemies.
was in the
We should at
pre-patched
least-
fight, like
You
full
want them over
update
there.
version I'm playing. Did have a fight you could theoretically soft lock on, which is really fun. It's a good time. Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you shit. It's fine. It's not like I'm mad. I never get mad. I make a big fluff of it for the camera, but I'm not a mad person. Dismount, so that way she can actually, you know, move her body. And we...
Steady now.
I don't know what they intend for this map. The geography screams, this is
Leave it
a
to me.
defend map. Stay here and weather the tide. But why would I do that? Just leave. Just get in there and start doing some damage, and you'll be fine. You know, like. Oh, what was it? What was it a tournament for, by the way? I don't think I ever actually asked.
I want to do my part. Look at you.
I will prevail.
I think I should just leave them behind. That seems
Shall
kind of dangerous. League of Legends, okay. Play better ones, like Smite. I can't even say that objectively because Smite's kind of butt. Well, Smite's
ready.
butt if you take it too
Let's go.
seriously. Smite's just a good game to turn your brain off and have fun. Smite's a really fun game in that context. I still eventually
This
want
still
to stream
isn't good.
it. Because right now, Saturdays are kind of a toss-up. Saturdays or
Haven't
whatever.
put it away just yet.
Unironically, yeah. A
Decent
lot of
form.
high-res games are like that. The only reason I specify Smite is because, again, Smite's their poster child. If Smite goes down, high-res pretty much runs out of money and flounders as a company. They kind of need it. But, you know.
The weak fall, the strong live.
Also valid. But that's more valid
What's
in the
my
sense
strategy?
that, man, modern Nintendo's kind of shit.
Let's make this quick.
And that's definitely exclusively my opinion. Because I don't know what it is, but a lot of the modern Nintendo releases I've been very disenchanted about. Like, I've always thrown these as a flash in the pan, just like shock factor reveal of I did not like Breath of the Wild or Odyssey, either of them. Both of them I found very
I'll do
mediocre
my
games,
best.
barely about average. I mean, they're still fun, I guess, but they
I
get
do this for
boring
all of us.
so fast. And I don't know how to feel about that. Because I've always been the Nintendo guy. I grew up with it. I just wish they would actually do their, like, IP as a service. And then they decided to say, hey, Breath of the Wild, let's make a sequel to that. And I'm like, oh, great. The only redeeming thing I saw about it is in the trailer, the thing that pretty much screams that might be Ganondorf, and he doesn't look evil. Now, if they do a twist saying, hey, Ganondorf's not an asshole, alright, I might go into this a little bit more interested. That's an interesting spin I've always liked. I've liked the two villains, villain working with the hero thing. I've always been a fan of it. Really liked Bowser's Inside Story for that purpose. Good start. Interesting premise. And then it'd be even better if you could play as them. Oh, man, that's what sold me on Hyrule Warriors. But, you know, keeping my expectations under check. Because, let's be frank, even if they did do all that, I don't think I'd like the game either way.
Because I don't like those games very much.
It was just a big problem with Breath of the Wild, is that what do you do in Breath of the Wild? You explore to find things. What do you find? Nothing. Just nothing. You find weapons that break, so they're almost worthless. So finding them is, at best, like a worthless commodity. Or you find shrines. And shrines are filler, not even up to Zelda standard dungeons. They're like a simple puzzle, if not nothing. And then that's the whole game.
Thank you.
Oh, you do some like side quests and a bunch of shit like that, like, oh boy. And then you fight some divine beasts, and that's it. It's like, it's not a Zelda game. That's the big problem. It's just a bad Zelda game. It is definitely a change of direction, which is the genuine question I have. I don't know how people had fun with the game, because the whole thing with it is it's an open world game where you can go anywhere, because the sense of movement you get in that game is godly, and I will sing that game's praises all damn day. I had so much fun just climbing around. It was all I did in the game for the longest time. Was I actually found most of the climber gear pretty early on. I equipped the climber gear, spent every single one of my soul orbs into upping my stamina, and I just climbed shit. Because you can climb every mountain, every structure in the game. You can go anywhere. And it's not in the Skyrim sense of, oh, you rub your face up against a wall and, like, kind of finagle your way through it. That, like, this is very clearly not intended, but you can kind of do it method. You are intended to go fucking anywhere and abuse the physics engine to just go. Just get across the world. And that's a lot of fun. But it's a sandbox. And eventually, you stop enjoying the sand and you want something concrete and something to do. Because I like sand, in air quotes, but sand can only get you so far. I'm not even a Zelda elitist. I've never even been crazy about the Zelda games. I mean, I like them, but they've never really been my favorite, you know? I like Zelda games. In fact, there's a few I really like. But I've never been a crazy Zelda fan, but I really liked them. Like, I've always said they were good games. I would go out of my way to play them if they were cheap or they were available, but I would do them. I'd have a good time. They weren't my favorite, but I definitely respected them as a series and went out of my way to be like, yeah, I can play Zelda right now. But Breath of the Wild, there just wasn't a point to the game. And that is the quintessential factor. They just removed the point of the game. Because what's a Zelda game? Zelda game is two things. It's a puzzle game, and it's a puzzle game, it's an adventure game, and there's a little bit of combat. A little bit. So it's a little mix of those three things. I said two things. I'm a dirty liar. So you go out into a world, you explore, you fight some baddies, you find a puzzle dungeon with some baddies in there, you get a combination of the three things, you beat the game, bang, bang, boom, pam, pow. You're done. It's easy. It's that simple. It's very simple. But in Breath of the Wild, the combat's nearly irrelevant. There's a bunch of gimmicks you can do, like You can abuse the physics engine, throw enemies around, you can use bombs and a bunch of that crap, but I've never played the Zelda games for their combat. Unless it was one of the Oracle games. One of them was designed around its combat and interesting mechanics in combat. That game did it well, but I feel that's cheating and not relevant to the plot at hand. But it's like combat, because all your weapons break, and even then combat is the definition of basic. You're not really gonna get anything real meaty and punchy out of the game's combat, like satisfying to do. And then, okay, combat wasn't great, and combat hasn't really been good in any of the Zelda games. It's been more of a thing you needed to do as a pause between the adventuring and the puzzling. So it not being that good, that's fine. But then the puzzling and the adventuring needs to take that step up, because it's about adventure and it's about puzzles. You do those two things really well. You throw in just a hint of combat. You gotta have those that variety in your gameplay, otherwise it becomes strictly Tetris, and no one's really about that. So combat, alright, it's kind of gimmicky, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter too much. You move on. You go into an adventure. What do you do in an adventure game? You explore. You find things. And that can vary from game to game. Some games, you explore to see the plot. You explore to see the world, the characters, and the the general narrative. Something like Fallout New Vegas. You play that game to experience the world and everything it has to offer.
Just a scratch.
And so the reward for exploration is seeing new locations, new people, and new events.
I don't want to die
and
here.
In other games, exploration leads into combat, where exploring lets you see new areas to challenge new things or do a bunch of other fun stuff. In Breath of the Wild, you explore to find locations that don't have any story significance, or story that's generally very bare bones and basic. So that's not really it, because it's a Nintendo Zelda game. The plot's not exactly intensive. It's very, very basic. So you're not really going to it for the plot. The locations and the spectacle, valid. But it's set fresh. Looking at a pretty picture can only last you for so long. So that's what got me through my hours. The game was very pretty to look at, and seeing the environments is what got me along for a while. And then we've already talked about the combat, so the final thing you'd have to be able to find is finding unique things to do. Now, I'm not done with my whole piece. And then, the final thing you explore for is for content, or in a Zelda game, puzzles. You explore it, so in the adventure games you explore for world and story. The world's pretty, there's no real story. The combat is very bare bones and basic, so you're exploring to find more chunks of the gameplay of the puzzle variety. But then the final thing they have for Zelda games, the fact that they're puzzle games, they have some of the easiest, least engaging puzzles in any Zelda game I've ever played. Like, because they've gotten rid of the dungeon structure, you don't get any unique new items. You don't get anything fun, and because you get all of your moveset at the very beginning of the game, there's only so many things they can do with the same moveset over and over again. And some of the puzzles are more environmental based and all that fun stuff, but the thing with the Zelda dungeons is they pend you with a question, and then you experiment with it. You see how it works, how to interact with it, and you explore it through an entire dungeon. This is assuming like a good Zelda dungeon, because some bad ones do not do that, but this is just strictly what they probably should be doing. Of course, there's other examples. See, they posture you a question or a puzzle, you think on it, you explore the dungeon, you take your hand at solving and fiddling with its mechanics, and then you get halfway through the dungeon, you get that little bit of combat with the mini-boss, so you get a little bit of a break from the puzzle, then you get a new item. That new item should then turn the dungeon on its head, because areas you couldn't interact with before or the puzzle elements you've already been using and learning about have an entire new context to them. You have a new thing and a new toy to play around with that lets you break open difficult or tedious sections, beat some of those enemies you couldn't beat before easier, and it just makes the whole experience, because you feel like you triumphed over the dungeon. You were trying to grind through it. Now you're conquering it. You're going back through, you're achieving victory over the dungeon. And that second pass through, once you have your dungeon item, lets you finish all of the really hard puzzles at the end of the dungeon, really capstone the dungeon, and when you're finally done with it all, you get a boss. You get a boss that is rewarding your combat that you've been slowly tempering throughout the dungeon, and then you get a health up, and, you know, you get to go back to exploring. The puzzles and dungeon have succeeded their job, and all of the little design elements fed together. But in Breath of the Wild, the dungeon equivalent are one-off, unique puzzles. You enter a room, one room, with some exceptions, of course, because it's a very large game. It's a single puzzle, you do it, and you move on. Sometimes it's a motion controls puzzle. Sometimes it's here's a puzzle about manipulating the water. Sometimes it's a combat puzzle. You don't know. But at the end of the day, they're very basic, and it doesn't interact with any of the other mechanics of the game. So you explore to find a puzzle, and then unless it's a combat dungeon, all of the other aspects of Breath of the Wild are thrown out the fucking window for the next, let's give a generous estimation of 5 minutes, because let me tell you, the game does not take 5 minutes to solve each of these shrines. You solve the shrine, and then you leave. You get an orb, which is a fourth of the way to either a health upgrade, which is not the reason you venture into dungeons. You venture into dungeons to puzzle and find new items. Or you get stamina up, which then lets you explore to find more dungeons, to do another simple puzzle, to find more dungeons. But if the puzzles aren't engaging, the combat is basic, and the exploration doesn't find anything, why would I want to play Breath of the Wild? Is the question I have to ask. I don't have an answer. And so, I don't want to play Breath of the Wild. Is my off-the-cuff, without reasoning and forethought and proper phrased head thoughts. No, it feels like there's nothing to do in the game. That's the problem. What is there to do in Breath of the Wild, which is just a genuine complaint? Because, and I mean, it could be the story, but if you're coming to a Zelda game for the story, you're just not really doing it right.
Well,
I mean,
well.
some of the games do have good stories,
and
I like stories. I even played, I bet your ass I played Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess. They had some pretty alright ones. They had some good characters. That's definitely valid in some of the games. But at the end of the day, Zelda games are puzzle games. And I wanna have that sense of adventure, going into a dungeon, really triumphing against the forces of evil, you know. There is plenty to do, but there's no reason to do most of it. There's side quests, and they get you items. Then those items can heal you in combat, which we've already talked about being bad. Or they'd be costumes, which either... Also, they just spawned on top of Hilda and got to move in the same turn, killing Hilda. That's a fat load of shit. I've already talked about it, because there's three main aspects to a Zelda game. And all of the things they give you to do, there's just no reason to do them. Because, I mean, why would you... Well, why do you do any of the side quests? To get more access to the content and play the game some more? Sure. But most of the side quests, well, like, they'd give you a weapon, maybe? They'd give you a costume. Like I said, weapons feed into combat, costumes feed into combat or exploration.
What's my strategy?
And what else? Some of them give you dungeons. Some of them unlock a dungeon. And that's not even also valid, because there are some fucking dungeons in that game like there are some side quests in that game that unlock a dungeon, and then the dungeon or shrine is an empty fucking room that you walk into and just instantly get the reward. What are you doing? No, that's wrong. Because they're thinking, oh, the puzzle is finding the shrine. But there's no reason to become stronger.
I'll do my best.
The reason to become stronger is either through stamina to explore, to find more things, to become stronger, to find more. That's an infinite loop of nothing.
Leave it to me.
Or to get better in combat, and there's no reason to do combat, because you can run from every fucking enemy in the game and your weapons break. There's no reason to play the fucking game. That is the reason I don't like Breath of the Wild. And I'm not actually mad, I'm having
Let's go.
But that's always the thing that I've had to grapple with, because I always like to cling to the quote that Reggie made. If a game's not fun, why bother? Is Breath of the Wild fun? No, because there's nothing to do. No, don't trust me. Fun's entirely subjective is the big problem. But, no, there's no skill involved in the Breath of the Wild combat. You mash the fucking attack button, basic attacks particularly, or you abuse the fuck out of bows and time stop. Holy shit, no, that's ridiculous. And then you mash the dodge button, because, wow, that dodge button gives you a truly abhorrent, generous leeway into you just don't take damage. None of the Zelda games have particularly engaging combat. The thing that makes combat fun is dicking around with all the new weapons. And I'll admit, that can be fun. That's not my kind of fun. Like, I know you can use the physics engine to bonk enemies, you can launch enemies into orbit, you can just kind of do a bunch of stuff like that, but that's just all set dressing. Like I said, that's a sandbox. And I have too many sandbox games already. You got Grand Theft Auto, you got Gmod, you got Breath. It's overpopulated. You got Minecraft, you got Terraria. Even Terraria's more of a progression linear game. And I don't go to a Zelda game for a sandbox. It's one of the worst sandboxes I've ever played. And I'm gonna be frank, I don't find sandboxes fun. Like, I played Gmod not for the sandbox aspect, but because it has hide and seek and a bunch of little game modes. I don't play Grand Theft Auto for the sandbox. I don't play Grand Theft Auto straight out, just because I don't have it, but I did have it for a brief time, played it at a friend. I only played it a little bit. I didn't play it an extensive amount. It was okay. I mean, I liked what I did. I never got to touch the story, so I actually don't know how good that was, but just driving and dicking around. If I was with a friend, that was pretty fun. But that requires a friend, and that's not really a basis of the game. You can have friends watching fucking... You can have fun with friends watching fucking paint dry. Minecraft, I got sick of that shit immediately, and I still like Minecraft, but I've experienced everything that game has to offer. I've built myself some structures. I've survived the night. I've murdered that fucking dragon. It's done. There's no more. There's no reason to play the game anymore. Like, what, I'm gonna build something else? I'm not ever the creative type. I don't really build things. It's not what I go to for a game just because I'm kind of bad at it. What was the other one I listed off? I listed off like 4. Terraria doesn't really count. That one I really like, but that's because that game has a very strict beat boss, unlock thing to mine new ore to get stronger to beat next boss, and the point of that game is the combat and all that fun stuff. I was trying to figure out what else. But yeah, part of the problem is I just don't like sandboxes, but that's still a total valid criticism, is I don't want my fucking Zelda game to be a sandbox. You know? And I mean, that's not even exclusively a criticism against Three Houses. Odyssey had a similar problem. But instead of that game being the why am I playing it, it was a what I'm doing just isn't fun because it's so just so easy to do it. Like, it's not even the easy in the you can kind of turn your brain off and go through a simple romp like a Kirby game. It's the kind of easy where you're just like, nothing is actually engaging, and I'm exploring to get a nebulous reward to explore more to get more of that nebulous reward, and where Mario games are designed around being
Haven't
fun
put it
to
away just
move
yet.
and interact with the environment. Now that was fun for a while, until the second kingdom in the game, and then I had moved around so much because I had gotten a billion moons because I like being thorough. I had definitely moved Mario a lot, and I kind of got used to how Mario moves, so I was pretty good. Kind of had my fill.
Too easy.
But then again, I'm not really a game reviewer, game design man. I'm not very good at being eloquent with my thoughts. This is why I don't really make series on YouTube talking about game design. And I can think about them, and I mean, I do have some genuine criticisms, but really getting my thoughts out there is difficult. I have a hard time actually using my brain good. So there definitely are some holes you could have poked in most of my arguments, but I can't think of them right now. And that's genuinely just I don't fucking know how to be a man. How do I do things? I don't know. Can you not fucking miss, Hilda? You just got Bernadetta killed. Oh, wow, that's really fucking annoying. I might have actually... can you just make them stop moving, please? Can I one-tap you? I'm about to use Freikagel. Actually, no, 55 missed. I need something higher than a 55. That's 45. I don't think Hilda can do this. I think I'm just fucked. I think I'm just got to rewind time further and get Bernadette out of here. But no, it's gonna miss because the Gambit. Actually, no shit. Gambit's factor in a charm. You're right. Why does this have so much more accuracy? This had 45 before. Did I accidentally check fucking Diamond Axe and not Apocalyptic Flame? Am I an idiot? Probably. I wanted to see the animation. Nope, you guys didn't see any of that. Oh man, oh. Hey, there it goes. You're right, there is no animation. Yay! Thank you. Fantastic. Oh! Mary Ann's dying.
I'll do my best.
Oh, lordy. We have achieved a problem.
Steady now.
Let me teach you. I've actually my brother played I've actually been crazy about puzzle games. Like, I know I did this huge rant about puzzles, but I haven't played very many puzzle games.
Let's go.
That's why I liked the Zelda games. They were kind of simple in all three of their regards. The combat was kind of easy, but easy to pick up and master. The exploration was pretty linear, but still decently encouraging to find those little hidden secrets thoughted about and still kind of engaging in that regard. And then you could have, a little bit of the more vanilla puzzles that don't take too long, but they're more of like the observing your environment kind of puzzle. Like, you gotta find the little eyeball on the wall to thwack. Where's the eyeball? You gotta find it. It's more of the environmental kind of puzzle, and then the environment also leads into the combat, where you gotta take the layout of the land and the combat so you don't fall into a pit, or you know, it was a little bit everything, and I liked it. It made me happy. It is technically a puzzle. Do not listen to Ego Raptor. They are different types of puzzles. That is Ego Raptor's sequelitis, talking about Ocarina of Time's puzzle mechanics. But objectively, that is a puzzle. It's an environmental puzzle where you're trying to take stock of your surroundings and find a hidden object. Whereas Waldo books would not be successful as puzzle books if finding the thing were easy. Yeah. And there are other types of puzzles, but again, they're very basic. That's what I like in my Legend of Zelda games, though. It's a simple romp with a bunch of different little flashing pain. Oh, that makes me happy. That's a good time. That's that good shit. Also, Hilda might be dead right now. Is she dead right now? She's alive right now.
I do this for all of us.
Don't think I don't know the wording
will
of
prepare.
Magical Ego Raptor Man. You do know there was an entire
What's my
video
strategy?
going over... Oh, there's been multiple, 100%. There was an entire video, because it's one of the few liked videos I have that I've talked about. It was that series that was popularized by DSP, I believe his name is. It was the How Not to Play series. But they did one for Game Grumps and Ego Raptor playing through Ocarina of Time, and then another one for Majora's Mask. Oh god, that was even worse. And in that video, they directly refute a lot of Ego Raptor's points that he made in the Sequelitis video. Because he was specifically talking about A Link to the Past. A Link to the Past is also really fucking good. I don't think I'm done here. I definitely liked that one more than Ocarina of Time. But, yeah, it was because we actually got to see Ego Raptor play the game. You can see how full of shit Ego Raptor was for a lot of his value, or a lot of his points he made in that video. And direct refutation. It was a good video. If people like a little bit more, of a satirical, like poking fun at someone kind of content, I genuinely recommend it. Not for the fact that it's negative, but it is just a video talking about game design, and it's really interesting. Because it's talking about what actually does make a good Legend of Zelda game. Like, unironically, what does it take? And this was before Breath of the Wild even came out. Like, my whole problems with Breath of the Wild are, you know, a little disconnected from that. I just found it,
A fitting outcome.
Huh. Well, that was actually one of the most popular, arguments against Ocarina of Time, were the fact that Ocarina of Time's puzzles aren't puzzles. They're finding a random statue to whack, is the exact quote Ego Raptor made in his video, and that is objectively not true, because they're environmental puzzles. That they gave a more eloquent way of phrasing it rather than my simple, it's where's Waldo, yeah. But no, it's a type of puzzle, rather than being a strict, like, brain buster. Some of them are more, you know, simpler like that, but it still technically is a puzzle, and someone refuted that exact point in the Ego Raptor video. Which, because Ego Raptor made Sequelitis, and Sequelitis was a series, at least back in the day, designed around talking a good game and a bad game in the same series, and talking about where one of them was failing and the other one didn't, because the Sequelitis video was Ocarina of Time versus A Link to the Past. Because he liked A Link to the Past. He genuinely did not like Ocarina of Time. And so that was the whole crux of the video, you know? That was like the point. It was an interesting video. And then the snapback of how to not play Ocarina of Time. Or, it was also just really funny because he was playing a game I really liked, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, and just being hilariously shit at it. Like, it was almost comedic how bad it was, and I'd almost recommend people watch it. Because Aaron's kind of a shithead sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Also, I need to rewind time because they're gonna go fucking murder Bernadette. Unless I get real lucky. You know what, we're gonna have to see if I get real lucky and see if this 82 times 2 hit. Which, even have 33 HP, I'm gonna have to help with this to miss twice. Or they're gonna attack Hilda instead. Alright, works for me. Mission accomplished. And that's why you do not rewind time. Do not abuse your time powers. Scion, what's the problem? What's the problem, Scion? What, you think I'm not a strategic mastermind knowing they weren't gonna attack Bernadetta? But actually, you know, getting back on the
Can't
topic
afford
we
to
were
slack
talking
off.
about, that was actually something I was brainstorming a while back. You did miss something,
We still have a long way to
Monsieur
go.
Iggy. The rando assassin I was fighting was in range of killing Bernadetta, and I couldn't stop them, and was going to do 33 times 2 with, like, 87% accuracy, so Bernadetta was dead to rights. And instead of attacking Bernadetta for a guaranteed kill, they attacked Hilda, because their little, like, red arrow said they were going to Bernadetta, and I was going to be like, well, time to see if I can dodge an 87 twice, and then I'll rewind time. And instead of attacking Bernadetta, they attacked Hilda for no reason and did 0 damage because it was 0 times 2. And no, I'm a genius, as you can tell. But no, finishing my thing is, I was actually, did have a friend asking about it, because my whole, like, take on video games is typically a little bit more raw than most people have. I'm a bit more of a dissenting opinion in the landscape of the video games. And so my friend said, why don't you make review content? Like, or video essays talking about a game. And that was actually one of the things I was specifically thinking of back when I first started streaming, was I was going to do a unique thing where I'd stream an entire playthrough of a game, and then when I finished it, I was going to do a review of the game at the end. So I would be able to just, you know, pop them. No, big Hubert. I'd be able to, you know, do gameplay and then also have that hot-ass review content. But I haven't had an editing software, so I haven't really been able to do that, and also I'm just frankly not very good at writing a script. I haven't really done it, but... Bap. Why is that move so cool looking? Why is Luna so cool? Also, wow, that was a really good level. Nice job. You can already tell I'm already a dissenting opinion in the whole video games thing. I didn't like the two big darlings of the video game era of the modern days, and I like way too many turn-based RPGs, so you know I'm definitely a man that is objectively referred to as having a wrong opinion. Because I still have opinions about this game. The opinion that another one of my friends keeps getting mad at me about is I wish Fire Emblem would have stuck with the top-down sprite and pixel-based art style. Not because I like it, but because it's easier to convey information. Where in this game it's a bunch of 3D sprites with a bunch of unique models and particle effects on the ground with the spirits, and all the models are really tiny and clouded, and the only way you can really tell are their idle animations, or if it's something obvious
now
like they
This isn't I will be professor. Got it.
They have flyers. Back in the olden days, you could just take a glance and you could see what type of unit they were because they had a fully unique sprite with very simple colored hair rather than a fully unique model, making what class they are way more difficult to discern at a glance. I think a lot of my takes are valid. I do have a few where I'm like, I can recognize when a game is good that I just don't like.
The vegetation around
you know?
here is pretty different from
like,
the kinds we
Breath of
usually
the
see.
Wild does have
It
some
may
fucking
be no good for a
fantastic
recluse,
elements.
but the forest
Like,
does
Breath
have
of the
its
Wild
own
is
charms, doesn't it?
huge! And there's some really, like, the physics engine of Breath of the Wild is fucking fantastic. If I just
Didn't
went
you
into
know?
Breath of the Wild
I
and
love
dicked
greenery.
around for 20 minutes, I'd probably be able to have
Especially
fun. You know what I'm
carnivorous
saying?
plants. They're my
But it's just for,
favorite.
like, an extended playthrough, you know?
Yes. we
Because
just
in my
sit there
playthrough of
nice
Breath of the
and
Wild,
still and
I
wait
did
for their
one of the
dinner to
Divine
come to
Beasts.
them. How
I
great is
don't
that?
remember.
And
And
they
then I
all
did,
look
like,
so unique too.
70 fucking shrines. I went across the entire map, getting every shrine and every
What?
tower I could, because
Don't you
that's
think
what I
so?
had fun in the game. Doing the
look,
exploration,
back.
just getting my ass around the world in the dumbest
Sorry
ways
to be making
possible,
you wait.
and
I
doing the
have spoken to them.
shrines.
It's
But
been
after a
long
certain
time
point,
since
I'm
you've
just
seen
like,
your
I kind of
grandfather, huh?
seen
How'd it go?
shrines have. Is there
As
anything
usual,
more?
My grandfather was
really.
well and strong. He was saying that he
And
would be
Dark Souls
supporting
is
us and giving
because
us
it's a
treats.
very,
That's great. So we did it?
We did. You have my thanks.
people don't like
Ever since
Avatar
we
and
were losing
child
the war
units.
to
What's
the
the problem
Empire,
with them?
Bridget has been
I
viewed
liked
as a
that in
vassal
Awakening. It
state.
gave you a bunch
But
of
with Overland
customization
War,
for how to build your army.
it is a
And that's
chance
what I
for
like
Bridget
about
to be
this game. I
changing our
love
situation.
customization it
Our
has. But
cooperation
the fact that you
today
had
is
a bunch
part
of
that chance.
unique child units
Bridget
in
is wanting
Awakening
equality
let
with
you,
Overland.
in its more
We will be
restrictive
working hard to make this
stylings,
happen.
actually customize your army in some capacity. Outside of just
Bernie,
picking your waifu
What
of
is it you
choice.
are feeling?
You're amazing, Petra. You went all by yourself to a foreign country? You worked hard for your homeland and you achieved your goal. I'm always focused on my own problems and I barely ever get anywhere.
I was trying to
That
remember
is
all
not
my
the
hot
truth.
takes. Like Breath
You
of
were
the
fighting
Wild
hard for me.
and Super Mario
You came
Odyssey
here
I
to be
didn't
helping
like
everyone.
are the
You
hot
were
takes
not
I always
thinking
just
only of
throw out.
yourself.
And then the
I
other
am never
one
doubting
is
that you
I
are
liked
working hard.
Sonic R unironically.
We will be
Like
working
I found
together
Sonic
to
R
keep
just a
moving
genuinely
forward to
fun
the
game to dick
future.
around with for an hour. Because
You
I 100%
really
the
mean
game
it?
twice
That's so nice.
back to back because it was so short. I actually really liked Robin in Awakening. Robin was really well written, which that might be a hot take, but Robin is seriously like top 5 of my favorite characters in the whole series. And I mean, at least it's better than Byleth is very meh. I like the take.
Here you are, Teach.
Oh, this is actually.
Take a look at this.
Seriously, let me shut up.
I found it in Rhea's room. It's addressed to you.
I consider a game good if it's fun. Like, it can just be as simple as that. Sonic R, objectively, a bad game, but is good because it's fun. And the only and what I was talking about Byleth, like, Byleth is very meh. The only thing that's really redeemable about Byleth is if you read into that scene in the Blue Route that they are an unironic, genuine psychopath, where they would let people die in front of them when they could change it to help someone they care about. That is a very interesting take, and while it's interesting, the game doesn't lean into it at all anywhere else. Because if it's not a psychopath, Byleth is literally just a Deus Ex Machina plot hole who just does things strictly to advance the plot, and that is the worst possible written character.
Well, I know it's not necessarily fair to Rhea, but there's no way I wasn't going to take a look. I thought I might find some valuable information. Or even some treasures that could be useful for the coming war. In the end, all I found was that letter. I obviously couldn't.
I have
read it
even
before
seen
you
other
did.
games that just have the
Go
main
ahead,
character
and sit with
unironically.
curiosity.
Dear child, I have little time, and so I will keep this brief. I asked you to take care of things should something happen, but I wish to make myself useful
There we go.
as well. I left a treasure at the Holy Tomb. Please take it.
There it is.
However, note that I set a bit of a trap to prevent thieves from stealing it. Please take ample precautions so that you are not harmed. in your
There we go. I'll
retrieval.
snap back through
May
text.
Sophis protect you. Rhea.
Well, thanks,
Her
people. I
handwriting
appreciate
is
it.
messy. She must have written it right before that battle 5 years ago. That treasure.
But I have seen good
If it
games where
belongs
the
to
main
Rhea,
character is
There's no
silent
doubt that it has great value.
and can still have strong
It
characterization.
would be bad if some thief managed to
Chrono
sneak
Trigger
off
did
with
it really well.
Let's go and
Despite
get
the
it.
fact that Chrono is a completely mute one through the whole game and is just a fucking SNES game, the game directly in the plot references the actions you take, and they have that reflect the kind of character that Chrono is as a person. And in the default ending, he is a genuinely good, strong-hearted, driven person to do what's right, which is a very standard video game affair. But because he's just the silent, strong type, and it's an SNES game, you can kind of give it a little bit more credit, even though it's rather simple. New Vegas, that's not really a silent
There's a
protagonist.
trap
You just
there
don't have
that
a
might
voice.
injure
Like
us?
that's different.
Huh.
I mean, who just
to be
doesn't talk?
safe, there's a friend I'd like to invite as well.
I still
After
want
all,
to.
who
I
knows what lies ahead.
unironically think as long as no one votes against it, because I typically like to keep the game that I'm going to stream, in my opinion, a secret. I take a poll, And then I would put the poll in the Discord nowadays and have people vote on it, with one of them being the mystery box, ooh, which is the game that I want to stream and isn't one of the other options. I'm just going to frankly go out and say it. I'm probably going to stream Chrono Trigger if I was allowed to pick what I would stream next, just because I want to show it off to people. Chrono Trigger was a landmark title and was an unironic masterpiece of a game that I feel anyone who likes RPGs as a whole should play, because it shaped the face of an entire industry. It was that monumental of a release, and I just wish more people had seen it. It is that impactful of a game, and I feel it warrants every good thing ever said about it. It's just that good, baby. Do we have everyone? Why is Seth going? I'll get him out of here. He is not allowed to have fun. Caspar, put those down. Not only do I want to show off Chrono Trigger, I actually want to show off Chrono Trigger because, even more low-key, which is for an even greedier reason, Chrono Trigger actually has a sequel that no one knows about, because it was released on the PlayStation 1 or 2. I think it was PS1. Oh no, it had to be PS2. That game looked too good. Oh, it might have been PS1 though. I think it was PS2. But it was that general area. Maybe it was late PS1, early PS2. I think it was more PS2 actually. It was Chrono Cross. It might even be overhyped, but that's more for people to see on their own. It's not one of my favorite games, but it still is one of the best games I've ever played, even if it's not one of my favorites, because my favorite games is a very selective list that are typically games that are special to me or that are stand out to me in particular. Even if I can see that a game was genuinely revolutionary, like Chrono Trigger. Like, the sequel to Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, is one of my favorite games. I don't think it's better than Chrono Trigger, but I like it more. For entirely self-serving reasons. That I just really like the thing that it was attempting to go for, but a lot of people were really mad with Chrono Cross, because Chrono Cross was the standard, this was not meant to be a Chrono Trigger game, until it got sent under the fucking bus, and so they're just like, well, either we don't make a game or we make a Chrono Trigger sequel. I guess I know what we're picking. But even then, even though it doesn't have as many direct references, by the end of the game there are references, and Chrono Cross was such a unique game. Because Chrono Cross has one of the largest cast of playable characters I've ever seen in a turn-based RPG, and I think it actually does still hold the record. In a game with only named character party members, so there's no, like, custom, like, handmade characters.
There's something there.
I think it has the record for the most party members obtainable in an RPG, with all of them being named, and it has, like, 80. It is completely ludicrous just how many people you can recruit in that game. Completely over the top. And that's not even warranted. It doesn't need it. You don't use that many characters. You definitely don't. But it did so many unique things. And, I love Chrono Cross. I love me some Chrono Cross. It's so good. Yeah, Chrono Cross had a bunch of really weird systems. Every time you used magic, it would change the environment you were in and give benefit to more of the same type of magic and hurt antithetical types of magic. So if you used fire magic, the area would become warmer. And so, because the space you're in is warmer, fire magic is then easier to cast, because the room's warmer. It's easier to generate heat. And so, generating heat becomes not only easier, but more powerful as you do it. That's a really cool concept. And it works for all of them, and the sake of the room is warmer, so generating a cold attack is harder.
Shall we?
And then there's also the stuff like light and dark, which is way more, you know, kind of out there. There's darkness in the room, so generating light's more difficult, and a bunch of stuff like that. And they had a whole element system with it, and they had a weird stamina system where you could do a light, medium, or a heavy. Chrono Cross was so weird.
Leave it to me.
But it was so good. I wanted to do Chrono Cross, man, but I've never actually beaten that game. I've only seen it. That game is unbelievably long. But I'm just gushing now. Now I'm not even. I'm just kind of going right now. I'm going off. I've lost all semblance of thought. Having a good time. Kurono Cross. Also, shit, I forgot to tell you, Bullet. Shit, it's been a week. I'm sorry, I forgot. I missed one day. Damn it. But yeah, we're talking about Chrono Cross right now.
What's my strategy?
You should also play Chrono Cross. Ah, shit. I'm sorry. Nothing happened. We had a long rant about why I don't like Breath of the Wild, and then what's hitting me? Is that mage big dick? Damn. That's a big. That mage got a big dick. Holy shit, he's coming. Oh lord.
I'll do my best.
And then we've just done a buttload of paralogs. We haven't done anything actively exciting yet. Nothing interesting has happened in the game. We've just done paralogs, so it's not like you've missed me seeing the new content yet, at the very least. Hey, Claude's about to master his class. Nice.
Let's make this quick.
Clastery. You can just cut that. Get that out of here. This is a bad joke.
My orders?
Get the X out of the video. You gonna learn today. It's the first ever Strand type game. Yeah, baby. Nice job hitting her. Nice 10 accuracy. Oh, nice accuracy of 38. Wow, I'm so impressed. Wow, nice job. I'm so proud. Also nice that the dude that was further away actually had a higher accuracy than the dude that was close. Oh, no, never mind. It was the inverse. I'm an idiot. Oh!
To think I'd meet my end in a place like this.
Kinda thought Lorenz would actually do
Giant
damage.
monsters.
Oh shit! Now that's a hot take. I can't quote on that because I haven't really played many of the Metal Gear games, but damn, that's a spicy one. Holy shit!
Shall we?
Yeah, a lot of people would give you some shit about that one. Oh damn. Yeah, a lot of people would be like, "You said what, boy? Don't fuck with this senator" is the peak writing in any video game ever before created. Now, can that kill, or is it still just insta-death? I'm gonna assume that he's gonna die, because I mean... We're gonna have to hope. You know what? We can test. We're doing a dumb thing. We're being dumb on the internet, everybody. It was a dumb idea. You see that? That's why we don't do that. Shit! I didn't rewind.
Giant monsters.
Oh, there goes the Divine Pulse. Why can you even Divine Pulse into the enemy's turn?
Shall we?
Giant monsters. Hey guys, you know some weird giant monsters going around. I don't know what that's all about.
My turn.
Playthroughs Just a fucking dumpster fire
to
right
me.
now. Oh boy. Really striving for excellence here. Holy shit.
At the ready.
Is this a good idea? Yes. What the fuck? Actually, it's me internally going, what the fuck am I doing with my power? Because I'm me. And
Steady now.
Sothis is also me.
My orders? What's my strategy?
Bullet, what's your hot take? We're dropping a bunch of hot takes right now.
I'll use the...
Scions are all related to Fire Emblem, so they're not good. Weevil's only dropping hot takes about games that I don't know about, so they're not good. Those are bad takes. Yeah, why can't... There's a lot of questions. There's just a bunch of genuine... I guess I'd consider them plot holes, because, like, technically, but they're more of a... We need you to not ask these questions, or else there wouldn't be a game holes. Maybe they should not have based the game around time travel. Kingdom Hearts is well written. That's not a hot take. A lot of the people who say Kingdom Hearts is badly written are people who just haven't played the damn games. Seeing the games, they are relatively simple. You can totally understand the Kingdom Hearts plot. You just have to play the games. Because just looking it up on Wikipedia makes it seem like an unending, like, herd of information that's just being dumped down your throat. Yeah, but people are dumb. I'm just saying, because people just don't actually play video games. They're actually fake gamers. They have a diary that just says, I hate video games on every single page.
So close.
Yeah, every single side game, I think, all of them have relevance to the plot, which is...
Giant monsters.
Giant monsters, which is, frankly... a terrible idea. Like, that's not a hot take. Having plot-crucial information only be revealed in the fucking PS Vita game, probably not a good idea. You do know that's the Vita, right? You do know no one owns a Vita, right? Are you sure about this? Do you think this is the plan? No. Please don't. This is not the plan. Oh, there they go. Kingdom Hearts 13's on the Vita too. Ah, shit. Yeah, people only bought the Vita for Persona 4. And now Persona 4 is on Steam. Either you're buying a Vita for the porn games, or you're not buying a Vita. There's a fun factoid for a lot of you who didn't know. For some reason, the Vita has a very large surplus of lewd games, and I don't know why. I have no idea why that's the route. Fun fact. Just go to Steam for that. Just tag all your friends on Steam saying, hey, you want to see me play Neko Para? Yes, I do, 100%. Thank you for this offer. Finally, a man of culture. Oh, yes! Persona 3 on Steam! Oh, but so many people aren't gonna like Persona 3. Persona 3 is the most aggressive of the Persona games. You gotta like Persona games and RPGs to like Persona 3. That's gonna suck. What? Weevil. Oh. What are you going on about? You like cut yourself off. P3 on Steam. Oh. I guess for context for Scion, here, let me translate that to you. Imagine Fire Emblem 4 on Steam. right now. Just a full release.
Let's go.
That's the kind of shit we like to see, baby. Yes. I had to translate for the uninformed. I had to translate for our resident Fire Emblem. Please don't hit that, thank you. Oh, silence apparently has fallen off the face of the earth.
Too slow.
That or the viewer list just broke again. It's no. Persona 3 is one of the few games that I genuinely doubt they'd actively, like, make a proper remake for. Like, Persona 3 has had 2 remakes.
My orders?
FES and P3P. So I think it's already fine, but a re-release would be perfect. Oh yeah, it was one of the lewd games. I was totally right. I fucking told you guys. The Vita is a weird... the Vita is a dark place. Do not visit the Vita if you wish to remain pure of mind and soul. It was a scary time. But, yeah... What was I going on about? Yeah, P3 isn't really the kind of game that needs another remake, but if it's just a port, that'd be perfect. Especially if, you know, that would lead into, you know, more actual ports. And then, you know, maybe more new remakes, you know, like Persona 1. Please, Atlas. Please. I need my Persona 1 content. Atlas, no one's ever even played this game good. Just remake it. It's so close. It's so close to being a fantastic game. It just got a bunch of little stickly bits because it's the first game in the series. Oh, it's based on the NES era, the SNES era Megami Tensei games. No one played those. They have Nocturne on the Switch. Come on. Oh, that's exciting. I'm so ready to have to deal with a dude who unironically gets 7 turns in 1 round of combat. Thank you, Mott. That was a meme I've been wanting to post for a long time, but it's too powerful for Discord. Oh yeah, Devil Survivor. Oh my god damn it! Why is Devil Survivor overclocked exclusive to the goddamn 3DS? Just put that shit on Steam or on the Switch so I can actually play that. Ugh, I had to play base Devil Survivor. Yeah, no, I really, truly want
to die.
Persona 1, but again, and better. And then, there's another thing I was going to go on about. Oh yeah, it was a meme about Nocturne. No. Weevil. P3P, the PSP version of Persona 3, lets you directly control your party members. That's how I've always played Persona. That's why I always recommend the portable version. FES is nice and all, because you can, you know, actually walk around and do all that fun stuff, but just play P3P. Because I've never been bothered by the point-and-click adventure style with the, like, hand-animated, like, visual novel-style cutscenes. Yeah, that's not... I mean, if the best of both worlds would be literally just slap both FES and P3P together, definitive edition, put it on Steam, don't change anything else. Oh my lord, the entire Persona fan base would explode. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Because then they'd have to make all of FES... Well, actually, no. They'd have to make all of the FemC routes in FES style.
I fully grasp.
That's what I want. But if they had to port one of them, I'd want it to be P3P rather than FES. FES is nice, but P3P adds more. Because the answer is good, and I like the answer. But you can Google all of the cutscenes in the answer, and then it doesn't add much. but P3P makes it just genuinely a better game to play, as well as doubling the content because of the FemC run.
Still far from the top.
But it really is semantics. Like,
They may be phantoms, but they can
P3P or
still be
FES.
Let's take out the other commanders.
That's all fantastic. Like they're both good. Neither version's bad, despite the fact that I have a preference. They're both good. Like, okay, that's valid, Bullet. The party member fights, and then the mysterious man, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, who uses your old personas, the non-ascendant version. Ooh, that's that good shit. But, you know, that's the only reason to play the answer. Actually, I don't remember. I actually never really got to see it, but I would assume Erebus is also a good part of the answer. I don't remember. Like, I mean, you'd have to actually play it, but I would think Erebus would be good too. But that's an assumption. Erebus has a fantastic design. Like, Erebus looks cool as hell. I actually never finished that whole thing I was going on about, but yeah, there was a meme that I've been trying to post on the Discord for a while related to Nocturne, and it's really just a clip of the most bullshit fight in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. It's a fight against the demon Mott, who is a persona in a lot of the Persona games, but his whole gimmick is that he has a skill called Beast Eye, which upon use gives him one more turn in combat. In the current combat, and there's no cooldown. And so it's just a clip of him using, so he starts off with 2 turns, Beast Eye. It actually gives him 2 turns, so like, if he, so like, let's say he has 1 turn, he casts Beast Eye, now he has 2 turns. Like, he can then act 2 more times after Beast Eye. So Beast Eye gives him 2 more turns, minus the, okay. Phrase it better. Beast Eye gives 3 turns, then minus the 1 it takes to cast it, so it's +2. So there's like a turn counter in the top right of how many times the enemy gets to attack. It starts at 1. He casts Beast Eye, it goes to 2. He casts Beast Eye again, it goes to 3. Then again, then again, then again, and it caps out at 6. Then he casts the spell that removes him of every single debuff in the game, setting his stats back to normal. Then he casts Beast Eye again. So it's effectively he didn't cast anything that turn. Then he casts Megidolaun, which is the maximum damage non-elemental, so it can't be resisted or absorbed attack. Then he casts Beast Eye again. So he literally has gone like 8 times in 1 turn, cleansed himself of all of his debuffs, nearly one-hit the entire party, and the clip ends with him casting Megidolaun a 2nd time, having a almost fully capped turn counter, 2 hitting the entire party with no chance of recourse. Welcome to Mott, everybody. Have fun with Nocturne. Nocturne will punch your taint. Have fun.
I must pull through.
This is a game for people who like to have fun with their video games. Fun times only. Dude, now, Demi-Fiend has earned the right to be one of the biggest dick cheese in all of video gaming, just because, good fucking lord, why did they put Mott in the game to stay here? Holy shit. I'm gonna have to go back one day and finish it, because I have a Switch, and I've played Nocturne, but I never beat it, for obvious reasons. But actually, no, I did never beat it because I got the new computer, and I don't have it anymore, because I was playing it through legitimate means. But yeah, no, I lost it. I lost my save, so I'd have to restart from fresh. Holy shit.
Not looking good.
I think Nocturne does have more story, we just didn't get far enough into it, you know? I do know that it exists, at the very least. You just gotta get further into it. It's not really a fair shake of things, because a game that just says, oh, just play it more, but yeah. Because, I mean, to be fair, the bit that we played Bullet, everything was a mystery. It was like, what's going on? Who are these people? We never even got in... We got to, like, the 2nd dungeon of the game. We barely got anywhere in that game. The game was still just setting the baseline stakes. The only reason that it was super slow is just because the game's hard as all goddamn hell, and getting that far took a while. But we didn't actually get that far. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm sure Nocturne does actually have a good story.
There is much to learn.
But, you know. It just, takes 13 years to get there. Now that's real nice. Thank you for that. Nocturne people. I love me some video juegos.
At the ready.
Also, in other terms, to bring it back around to the actual game, Bullet, I have broken the game because Scion and both my own decision-making have decided to be, hey, I'm just going to do the broken strategy of everyone's a Wyvern Lord now. And, yeah. I would edit the team a bit, but, yeah. Wyvern Lords just kind of break the game. Just get a handful of them, and you just win. You just kind of stomp. Man, this game's real hard, baby. Yeah, I'm even using a Great Knight. That thing that's a little bit too much of an investment and you probably shouldn't use. Just use a Fortress Knight. I'm trying it out. I haven't used it too much. Could have made her just a Fortress Knight. Same with Ignatz being a Bow Knight. Bow Knight is good, but it's okay. It's not bad. You know what's going on. I haven't... fun fact, I actually wanted to play Persona Q. I've never really been able to get into it because it's, again, a 3DS game, and I can't really tackle those too well, as my 3DS is broken. But I did actually dabble very slightly into Persona Q. And then Persona Q2 came out, and there's a whole thing about it. Oh, they did way more damage than I was expecting. Shit. Alright, well, I just need to reverse the bet order. Do that again. Just make Lorenz do his Gambit second.
Shall we?
Because she doesn't die to the mage, but she dies to the big beastie. So full aggro. Oh, she missed that time. Oh, good. Great. Thank you. I love it. Such a good present. Thank you. Oh, so
just a scratch.
Fantastic. But you want to see a breakable game? Devil Survivor 1. I don't know if I've actually talked about this on stream recently, but I've not told my brother because it was talking about not only one of the most bullshit final bosses I've ever played in the game, and Bullet can definitely attest to this. Devil Survivor 1 had the most broken system of...
Still in it.
Because in some video games there is a drain spell. Or in this game, Nosferatu. You do some damage, then you heal half the damage you take. Yeah, Devil Survivor is a break to win or it'll break you. That's a pretty good way to describe that game. But that has the most broken drain spell I've ever seen in any game. So in that game, how they handle magic is magic typically has a base damage, and then they directly add on your magic stat to its damage. So typically it means, unless you have a really endgame spell, what's more important for a spell's damage is rather than the spell's level, it's your magic stat. And that works for multi-hit moves, so multi-hit moves scale really well. And I discovered that pretty early on in my own playthrough, on my own time.
Now my schemes will really pack a punch.
Ah, fuck, that was not worth it. But, so I discovered that really early, is that because of how magic scales directly off of your magic stat and not anything else like superfluous and all that kind of garbage, I just equipped a bunch of multi-hit elemental spells and cranked up my magic, and every single level up, I put as many points as I possibly could into magic, trying to max the magic stat as early on in the game as I could, which was hilarious, but also, I broke the game inadvertently by doing those. Because I had the maxed possible magic stat, every single spell in the game did amazing damage, no matter what. Unless it was like, oh, they resist fire damage, or they absorb fire damage and I'm using a fire spell. Like that's kind of obvious. But it was really obvious how broken it was when I found the Drain spell. Because in that game, it's very much so balanced around elemental weaknesses and resistances. Because in that game, very, very many and mucho of the enemizo have elemental resistances, just cranked up to infinite, and like physical resistances, and so it less is a battle of damage and more a battle of do you have the right move or can you punch through the resistances. But there's one exception in that game, is the almighty damage, because nothing in the game can resist or absorb almighty damage, but almighty damage also can't be very effective because enemies don't have weaknesses to it, you know? So almighty damage is typically a little bit of... It's typically more better than worse, because it's better to ignore weaknesses rather than apply bonus damage. And so, because I had a maxed out magic stat, and I had almighty damage, no matter what enemy I was fighting, and without fail, I would almost always one-hit, because I was effectively doing true damage. With nothing being able to resist almighty, and my magic stat being more than end-game level, enemies just could not step up to me. And then the piece de resistance, the Drain spell is almighty damage. But they tried to balance it. Oh, the Drain spell doesn't have very good base damage, so you're not going to get off of it. Sorry. The Drain spell is magic. So me, with my 99 magic, is doing like 99 damage with Drain. That's not exact numbers, but that's the whole thing. And because it's almighty, it can't be resisted either. And then I had a skill that if I took damage to lethal, I'd live with 1 HP. So, I would enter combat, take lethal damage because I had no defense, only magic, live with 1 HP, cast Drain, fully heal myself because I did so much damage, killing the opponent in 1 hit, bringing me back to full HP, and reapplying the... Because the thing that made you survive with 1 HP only worked if you were at full HP. Because if you're at full HP and you would take 1 hit of lethal damage, it'll save you with 1 HP. It's like a 100-0 big burst counter. I could keep reapplying it after every single fight because it was full heal. And the best part is, despite the fact that I was nearly fucking immortal, the final boss of that game, which I can't even really go into detail, not only the spoilers, but because there's a lot of factors into it, still nearly beat me. He somehow managed to crack through the I am immortal clause in the contract I signed to play the game. They managed to somehow get their game rule lawyering bullshit asses into my face and nearly kill me through Drain. That is the magic of the Devil Survivor series of you need to break that game or it will break you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and it was a really enjoyable time. If a little frustrating before you figured out you need to bullshit the bullshitter. I had some fun and I'd recommend it. It's a DS game or 3DS game, go try it out. That was a very long-winded explanation because I was trying to hype it up, you know? I was trying to build that report, hype up Drain, because Drain is the most broken Drain effect
still have a
spell
long
I've
way-
ever seen in any game. Because it's true damage and it's direct scaling with your stats. That's so bullshit. Oh, it's so bullshit. But, what are they gonna do about it? What, you gonna call the police? Sorry man, you demons. The police want you dead, just like I do. Sorry man, that's what you get for being a fucking demon. Oops.
Let's go.
That's another game I really want to stream. I do actually want to stream Devil Survivor. People who are watching this in the future, check out to see if I've actually streamed it, because I do still want to do that. Also, Cyril and Violet have now mastered their classes. I can take the knowledge gems off them. Defiant Crit and Defiant Avoid. Bap. And bap.
Looks like we made it through the madhouse. So where's this treasure that Rhea mentioned? We finally found it. This must be the treasure? Let's get out of here and take a look.
And my throat hurts. I was talking for so long. It's a gift for running my unerring maw in front of a captive audience. If only Scion was there to hear the bullshit, but he also fucked off.
Oh, good grief. Rhea's trap was more extensive than I expected. Could something like that really be a result of sorcery alone? I don't understand the structure at all. It certainly wasn't made quickly. I think so. That trap may have been built into the Holy Tomb when it was first constructed. In which case, there might have been another purpose for building it, other than just as a saint's tomb. Now I have even more questions for Rhea. I hope we reunite with her soon. However, we now have a salvaged treasure. It might be something incredible. The church kept some of the legendary weapons that were blessed by the goddess. This isn't something one just stumbles across. Anyway,
It's
we
another
entrusted to you,
Sword of the
Teach.
Creator.
Do what you
Wow.
will with
Oh
it.
man, I love Duke.
My curiosity has been satisfied.
Santa
for
knows
the time
exactly
being,
what to get me.
So maybe I'll return to my responsibilities.
Oh yeah, that's right. Saros shield.
My thank you so much.
Can't you only get the Saros sword through like amiibo shit?
I have gratitude.
I think that's what Scion said.
I am grateful.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Oh boy, 2.5 hours in. Time to actually... No, it's 2 hours, 12 minutes. 2 hours
The
in.
Great
Time
Bridge of
to
Murden is in sight.
actually
Beyond it,
progress
the
the
Empire.
plot.
What do you know? There aren't bridges that big in Elmira, that's for sure.
How unsettling. There are bridges in the southern part of Ordelia territory, but nothing like this.
It's the most strategic location in that area to move a large army across the Aramid River. The Empire will want to hold on to it at all costs, so expect tough defenses.
You're right. The defenses are pretty impenetrable. Let's make our move carefully.
You're in command, Teach. Do whatever it takes to win. Well, other than sacrificing the lives of our allies for the sake of victory, try to avoid that. Let's get moving.
I like
We're
that
counting
game
on
plan.
you, my
We should do
friend.
that game plan. Hey, can we just set a bunch of boats on fire? I'm pretty sure that'd do it. I think that's the game plan we're gonna roll with.
Thanks so much.
Thank
You're a
you. Thank you
sweetheart.
so much. Alright, let's actually check out that whole inventory thing, because, hey, you don't need that anymore. Here's your evasion ring. Hey, Cyro, you don't need that either. Oh, that's wrong. Was this good? Ooh. That's just even... Oh. I'd rather have the Hexlock shield, honestly. But it does give him regen. It also weighs less. Blech. I did just give him +1 point of resilience from the stupid potion thing I force-fed him? Yeah, sure. I know Claude's going to eventually need the knowledge gem when he gets his new class, but not yet. Speaking of which, I need to still do that. I would assume Dark Knight would give something like Defiant Magic or some garbage. Probably nothing great. He's done. Bow Knight? I don't remember what Bow Knight gives. I should really focus on what I know, though. I don't remember what that gives. I don't know what Great Knight gives either. Huh. Oh, I was actually looking at the wrong screen the whole time. Lycithea's done. Like, Bow Knight, probably could give it to him. Just so we can get all the class mastered. Great Knight. Oh, Leone needs it. For Defiant Crit. So, Leone and Hilda, maybe? Yeah, sure. They can get the next 2 doses of the Knowledge Gem. Even though I'm weakening them briefly by unequipping their very precious Evasion Ring and Aegis Shield. They can deal with it for a map or 2. Then we have our Sero Shield, which I'd kind of just rather give to him, just make him even tankier. Because right now he's not really a tank. He's good at tanking, but he's not great at it. Now he should be great at it. I gave him 3 more defense off that. And he now has HP regen. And he has monster damage. But he takes more magic damage. Which, I mean, he shouldn't really be tanking magic damage in the first place. So, hey, there you go. And beyond that, you have your evasion ring, and you got your march ring. I think we're all good. At least in that department. Put that away. Give you your vulnerary. Need to fix his iron bow. Magic staff, huh? Loot gang. Bullet, why didn't you ever let me know that this game had giant turtles? It's very, very pertinent information. How was I supposed to know I was going to fist fight a giant turtle for its sword? This goes beyond spoilers. Every game that has a big fist fight with a turtle needs to have that be on the forefront. That should be on the box. That is some important information. You can't. Why is that not in the tagline? Why is that not a primo selling point? Oh, also, Byleth is Ingrid from my Blue Boy route now, of fucking unkillable. Alert Stance Plus, Defiant Avoid, Darting Blow, and their obligatory prowess skill, Unstoppable. Oh, it begins today. And by begins, I mean ends, because Byleth will never stop. No, can't stop, won't stop. Get rid of HP plus 5, that's kind of garbage. Make him just randomly have a stupid amount of crit chance. Make him be one of the most lethal men in existence. He doesn't need any of those, because they're kind of butt. You got Pomp and Circuit. Is that still? Yeah, it's like Luck and Charm. Ugh. Actually, Charm's not too bad, because his Gambit's really good, but... Oh, he got that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Black Magic Range plus 1. Movement plus 1 instead of 8. So he's way less tanky, but he can move further and attack further. And then when I get the fair skill, I'll equip it over Poison Strike. There you go. He's getting pretty decked out. He's pretty good, but he's gonna get Fist Fair. I'll probably get rid of Tomebreaker. I mean, Strength plus 2 isn't necessary either, but at least Tomebreaker gives him a chance, because he gives him plus 20 Avoid when fighting magic users. I'll need to see how it goes. He doesn't have it yet, though. Ignatz. Probably strength, or I'm just gonna get rid of strength for Beaufair when I get it. Yeah. Simple as that. I could even, nah. Just that simple. And then I don't know what his class-specific skill is, but we'll have to look into it when we get there. Defiant Magic, that's right. She shouldn't ever be low on HP, so that's not very relevant. And then I can up her range. Honestly, I could just give her White Magic range +1. Her magic stat is already obscenely high, so she does not need Magic +2. But she already has a bunch of redundant skills like Faith level 5 and Reason level 5, and then having both seems a bit over the top, but I don't have anything else to give her. So it's good enough for now. You... yeah, you're fine. That's all fine. You... get your HP out of here. I don't think the rest of those are super relevant. Keep the dex for right now so you can actually hit things, because, wow, you need some accuracy, lady. Kind of wish I had spec'd you into an archer to gain hit +2, or hit +20, because, God, you need it. But then, yeah, for later. Alert Stance, Death Blow. She's eventually going to get Defiant Avoid. That'll go in the place of HP +5, and they'll be identical to Byleth. Leone... wait, no, she's going to get Defiant Crit. She's not getting Defiant Avoid, that's right. Ugh. I should have made her one of those then. Wyvern Lords are way better for doing damage, whereas Falcon Lords just give you Obscene Avoid, but that's it. They do way less damage and are less bulky. They get a buttload more resistance, though. That's really about it. Alright, let's actually look at that, blacksmith. Have to do all the busy work and get it out of the way right now so we don't have to do it later. Standard shit. Yeah, it works. Alright. Watch them support conversations and... oh, wow, they exploded. Okay, wow, we got a buttload. Okie dokie then. I mean, we did just do 3 maps.
Oh, do you have an itch back there? I guess you can't scratch it on your own, can you?
Hi, Marianne.
Oh, Claude. It's just you.
Sorry, I know you're in the middle of an important discussion with Dorte, but could I talk to you?
About what?
It's about this thing you think you're burdened with.
Don't you guys want to hang out with
I've tried
Dort?
to guess what it is.
Please don't. This is making me a little uncomfortable.
There's no reason to feel uncomfortable. It's not like I plan on saying it aloud. But if my guess is correct, there's something I want to tell you. Will you hear me out?
Fine. I will listen.
Once upon a time, in a faraway place.
What the... are you telling me a story?
Just listen. Once upon a time, in a faraway place, there was a young boy. This boy came from a despised lineage. In short, his mother was a daughter of the enemy. So the young boy was treated horribly by everyone around him. He hadn't done anything wrong. Everyone hated him simply for existing. Yelling, fighting back, explaining himself. Nothing he did could change his situation. When he was finally old enough, he ran far away from home. He escaped.
It sounds to me like he had no choice. I would have done the same had it been me.
Thing is, after he ran away, he still found himself in the very same position. People in the outside world hated him for where he came from.
Well, now that's...
The boy thought he had no place to go. All he could do was destroy the boundary between the inside and the outside worlds.
Destroy the boundaries?
Right. If there was no outside and inside, just one side to share, then the people outside wouldn't have a reason to hate him anymore, right? It wouldn't be easy, but if he managed it, he could shrug off that burden. The point is, people are born with burdens to carry. That much is undeniable. But whether they bind us or we cast them aside, that's up to us. So I think you should try to cast yours aside, Marianne. Put that heavy burden down. It's time.
But I don't know if I can do it.
It's okay. I'm here for you. We're the same, and I can help you.
The same? Claude, we have nothing in common.
Hey, did you see that, Dorte? Your friend just smiled at me.
Thank you for sharing your story. I suppose I could try casting aside burden, as you say. We can try together.
Let's do that. And when we're free, we can change the whole world.
That's interesting, actually getting a slice of Claude's backstory. Nice to see. And now we get Claude Flame. A little bit less high impact.
As expected, I am not finding anything at all.
Flame, are you looking for something in particular?
I wonder how they can decide who can talk to each other.
That might illustrate the lives of city dwellers.
Right. Well, there should be regional records somewhere around here.
I haven't need of official records or anything of the like. Just some light reading on the subject.
Light reading? What do you mean by that?
Oh, you know, books that cover things like what types of activities young people enjoy, how they spend their free time, popular fashions and trends, things of that sort. And even, perhaps, stories about romance.
Ah, I see what you're getting at. Try asking a traveling merchant. I hear they keep stock of books like that. As for here, I don't think you're gonna find much aside from a bunch of stuffy records. We do get new books donated on a fairly regular basis, but then Sedith, well, you know.
My brother? I am afraid I do not follow.
Apparently, he directly approves every book before it's allowed to grace these shelves. You know, to make sure nothing inappropriate gets through.
I see. I did not realize.
Can you imagine having to read every single book
there really is no use searching here.
before it's allowed to be put into your own library?
Books anyway.
Well, truth be told, I am not particularly well versed in the ways of ordinary people. Sedith never taught me of such things, and he strictly forbade me from spending much time out and about on my own.
Yeah, I had a feeling that might be the case. Sounds like Sedith.
I understand and appreciate that he acted from a place of concern, of course.
Without a doubt. It's obvious that you're his whole world, for better or worse. By the way, I've been wondering, are you two from a noble family? You've clearly had a rather high-class upbringing, and both of you have crests. That can only mean you come from a prominent bloodline, right?
Of course not. No, you are mistaken.
So, your refined way of speaking isn't because of your upbringing?
I was not aware that my speech differed so greatly from my companions. Do I really sound so formal to you?
Well, look, don't worry too much about it. I'm probably just overthinking things. Probably.
Okay. That one will probably get more interesting, though. I did like the groundwork that one laid down.
Lawrence, look!
What is it, Hilda? Ah, a letter. From your brother?
That's right. Though part of me thinks it's some stranger imitating my brother's handwriting. He's never given me this much praise. Hilda, you've learnt the value of persistence. You're really maturing, stuff like that.
I'm kind of astounded we never get to see her brother, which is how often she brings him up.
Since I have
it might be something similar to Raphael's little sister. I mean, okay, that makes sense.
And entirely
but,
deserved.
Man, she brings it up so much. And she's the Dedu Hubert of this game.
I would venture to guess that your depictions
I mean, we might
of battle
still,
are more
but it's
passionate
impressive
than
we haven't.
It's no surprise that such authenticity would resonate.
There was even a map that was directly related to him. We didn't get to see him then.
If that's true, I have you to thank. You've inspired me to throw myself into battle. Does everyone think I'm a tough warrior now? I don't want to be stuck with their high expectations.
Would that be so terrible? You are gifted, you know. Not to say that your lackadaisical nature has failed to endear itself to me.
I'll choose to take that as a compliment.
Speaking of letters, did you keep your promise? Did you, mention me?
I did. I told my brother all about you. I said you were a uniquely gifted leader who could inspire people to be their best selves. And I said that you'll be a real asset to the Alliance. I also told him how I wished you could join our family. He responded that he'd be honored to call you his brother.
Truly? Oh, to have such a valiant brother would be beyond my wildest expectations.
Lawrence? You know what I mean about you joining our family, right?
I believe I do. And I confess, if I am correct, that the same thought has preoccupied me as well. But you must forgive me. Now is not the time. Before we can consider our own future, we must first end this war. We must secure a peaceful
Again, one
world.
that really kind of screams.
And if we do attain a peaceful world,
This one doesn't
then
really
what?
scream. Oh yeah, no, they're just
Fine.
going to continue to be
Just say
friends.
it.
As much as I'd like to grant that request, I cannot. This is something that will deeply affect our lives. It must be said at the proper time and place, with the most artfully chosen words, and the perfect offering. I am Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, after all.
Just make it an S rank. Stop having relationships be up to random
There's
chance.
Usually one for waiting around.
That is the weirdest decision
Maybe
they've
I'll
made
make
in
an
this game,
exception in
or at
his
least one of
case.
them. That, oh, I mean, it makes logistical sense. I mean, you're not in direct control of their lives, but really, I mean, you're really just gonna have a game to see all
Is
that
that
neat
Professor
content be
Manuel?
down to a dice roll, unless you brute force
Her
it by only
voice
letting
is
them get
every
A
bit as
ranks of
fine
very
as you might
specific
expect
people.
from the former leader
Like
of the
one of
Middlefranc
them.
troop. Oh, if it weren't for her drinking and her woefully inadequate manners, she would fit right in with high society. Wait a minute.
As my mind clings to desperate thoughts.
No, we're not doing singing again.
my-
I'm done with it.
Oh no. No, no, no!
I heard you shout. Are you okay?
The poem! My poem! Forget it, I said! I asked you for one thing!
And I told you it would be impossible for me to forget.
Certainly, I understand. But setting it to music, and now singing it?
Oh, yes. It makes for a beautiful song, doesn't it? I'm feeling so lonely and blue. My dearest has left. He has gone far away. And I'm here, all alone. And in my sadness, your poem, well, it became a song for me to sing. It brought me a moment of happiness.
I do not know who spurned you, but I assure you my poem has nothing to do with any such feelings. It is getting late. We should both turn in.
It's very,
Take my
very different seeing Lorenz be
I
flustered
understand.
every
You're
single
leaving
time
me
they talk.
too. Why?
Definitely a nice
Am
change
I
of pace.
too old to matter?
No, I never said any such thing. Why, I am sure there are plenty of men who would prefer a mature woman such as yourself.
Mature, he says. I knew it. You're all the same, you know. No one sees the person behind the voice. They just see me older today than yesterday. They say, oh, look what happened to her. Nobody sees my frustration, my resignation to be forever alone. But you do. It's all right there in your poem.
Please, I assure you, my poem was not about that at all. It was actually about the ideal of nobility. The sentiment is that someday I know I will get what I want. There is no resignation in it, as you seem to be suggesting.
Lawrence. I was sure the poem was more about someone lamenting their frailty and the loneliness of time's passing. But that's not it at all, is it? This is the story of someone impatient to get ahead, who is afraid they'll never make it.
The speaker in the poem does lament his shortcomings. The road to reach his ideal is long. It is a trial, a test.
You do know
If he can
that
just
it's
find his
technically
way
art
through it,
and there are
he knows
multiple
he can move
interpretations,
forward.
Lorenz, right?
So I think you should try to move forward too.
He's also trying
Because
to
with
get
a
her
voice
to
as
move
talented
on
as
and
yours,
stop
how
talking
could you
about it, but
possibly
that's
fail?
fair. That's fair.
Lawrence, someday you should let me sing this song in public. I think people who are battling through their own trials, they might find comfort in this. And I believe I'm the only one who can do your work justice.
Very well. You have my assent. On the condition that you do not attach my name to it. Now, permit me to retire for the night. I require ample rest to maintain an adequate level of polish, you know. I suppose, if my poem must be set to music, then it had best be done by such a talented singer.
That's another nice one. Makes me happy.
Where is that darn ladder?
That's a damn. Where's that damn
Need help with something,
chaos
Cynthia?
emerald?
I can't find the ladder anywhere, and I needed to check out the books up on that top shelf.
Want me to just grab one for you?
No, I need to be able to dig around myself.
No problem. You can sit on my shoulders instead. Up you go.
Hang on a sec. That's not... I hope nobody saw that. Anyway, thank you. That was helpful. I can't believe how many fantastic books were hidden just out of reach up there. Thanks for being so patient while I rummaged.
No problem at all. It was my pleasure.
Hey, Raphael. You're always extra nice to me. Is it because I remind you of your sister Maya?
Yeah, I can't help but think about her whenever I see you around. We lost our parents when she was still real little, so she never had adults around to do stuff for her. That's probably why she grew up to be the kind of kid who wants to do everything on her own.
That's certainly something I can relate to.
I keep telling her that it's okay to rely on her big bro a little bit. Like, when there's stuff she can't do because she's too small. She just needs to ask someone bigger to do it. I told her that she could help me when I'm having trouble with stuff too. Then we would be even.
Young or old, we can all help one another out. We each have our strengths and weaknesses. Receiving help and providing help in return. It sounds so simple, really.
It is simple! I knew you'd get it.
I do. And I hope you understand that you can come to me for help too, Raphael. I can't be the only one receiving aid. It makes me feel incompetent and like a kid. I hate that.
Alright then. You could help me clean up my room.
I bet it's a disaster knowing you. I'll help you on that front, but I've got some rules on how to keep things tidy. You'll need to listen up.
If you could help with the actual tidying, that would probably be better. No need to bother with rules. I don't really do so good with remembering the complicated stuff. Oh! I got an idea! It would be even better if you could just come by and tidy up from now on! If you keep helping me, then I can help you whenever you need it. No guilt.
Whenever I need it, huh? How long does that offer hold?
From now on. Like for always. I don't know what's so difficult to understand.
For always sounds nice.
For
I'm
always.
fine with that.
Nice. For always. Oh, Raphael, Shamir, you take so long.
Shamir.
Hey, Shamir. Hey,
Raphael?
he did it. He's a legend.
Right. That went better than I thought. You make funny sounds when you're scared.
I wasn't scared. Forget that happened. Still, I'm impressed. You managed to sneak up on me. Not many can do that.
It's because I practiced that in-out-out breathing you showed me. I practiced until I passed out. It was worth it, though. I've been able to get real close to enemies lately without them noticing. I think I pretty much got it figured out. Sneaking up on you is a good sign.
True. To be honest, I didn't think you had it in you. I never thought you'd be able to suppress that unbearably palpable presence of yours. I respect anyone who could learn so much in such a short period of time. You might even be ready for a recon mission.
Recon? With you? And me? Together?
Why the surprise? I said you were ready.
Wow! I never thought I'd get to go scouting with you! I guess that practice really is paying off.
Raphael is a very simple man.
Whoa! Was that a smile?
Calm down, Raphael. Are you really that excited to go with me? Your presence may have dimmed, but your emotions are hitting me like a tidal wave.
Oh, sorry. Is there a way to breathe and hide those too?
No, that requires different training from someone else. I'll keep you informed about the recon mission.
Okay, great! Looking forward to it!
Finally starting to capstone a lot of the interclass relationships.
Huh. What's that about? Marianne, I saw you on the training grounds earlier. It looked like there was an argument.
Oh, no. It was nothing.
Unironically, I think I'm just gonna sit down and do the
Nothing
next
happened
combat.
At this morning's training?
Just because I don't think we're gonna have enough time for combat and
Okay, tell me
every
what
single
happened.
support conversation. Because otherwise, or at the very least, I can do the
the rest of the
combat
group.
and then do as many support
Everyone got
conversations
so
as I
mad
can
at me.
fit in. But
They
doing
said
both,
something about
that's
looking into their eyes so I could read their
that's
movements.
putting it kind of tight because we've been doing this for like 20 minutes now because he's
They
taking
may
a
have
while.
point.
I'm a hindrance to everyone. I can't do it.
Of course not. That goes without saying. It's hard to accomplish anything on your own. Look at me. By myself, I'm worse than useless. Can you see where I'm going with this? To succeed, you have to cooperate. You can't do that if you're not paying attention to nonverbal cues.
Huh?
Please, try looking up. Looking people in the eye. You'll see some things that you've never seen before. People worry about you, and rely on you. You'll see that on your allies' faces. In a way, you'll see what they're thinking.
You may be right. It was my fault for looking down. Thank you, Ignatz. I appreciate your encouragement.
Of course. Look, we both saw the sunset and appreciated its beauty. Nature communicates without words. We can do the same. We don't need to speak to be understood. Stop staring at your feet. Look at us. That'll be a good start.
I can certainly try.
Huh.
Is something wrong? Did I say something to upset you?
Oh no, to the contrary. I just realized that I was missing something. A thing of remarkable beauty. Right under my nose.
Remarkable beauty?
What? Don't mind me.
Alrighty, there you go. Now it's time for a bit of combat. Well, once we're done with that, we'll slam down the rest of those, at least as many as I can fit in. But yeah, let's get her going. Great Bridge coup. After fending off the Empire, the forces decide it's time to advance. But first, you must capture the Great Bridge of Murden, a strategic crossing point over the Aramid River, which borders the Alliance and Empire. Combat time!
Sight set on the Imperial capital, the Alliance army chooses to march through the territory of House Gloucester, supporters of the Empire.
Why is Claude's little icon
Under the
vibrating?
command of Nardell,
Oh, now you
the
can't see
retainer
it.
of House Regan,
But it was just
the defensive
it was just-
forces of
just
Houses
juking
Regan
and
and
jiving.
Daphne draw out the Gloucester troops.
Hello there, Nadir.
Thus, the Alliance army can continue its march toward the Great Bridge of Murden and cross the Aramid River, which separates the Alliance and the Empire.
There's lots of little splash loading screens. Is this the same map at, Yep, that it is. Same thing, different day. Hilariously enough, no matter what, we're attacking from the same side. Huh. This is one of the only maps that was really cool, because on the Empire side, you did actually spawn over here, which actually is really cool, and I wish the Red Boys route had actually done that more. where you actually spawn on the side that the red boys and villains normally spawned on the other maps. That's way cooler. I'm missing some. Hanneman. Why does he need to be in here? Not I can get rid of Lysithea for a round. I can get rid of Lysithea for one round. As nice as it is to have a warp user, I don't really need warp on this map. And I can just farm up Hanneman just a touch. Not like any of them needs their class master either way. But let me get support conversations. We'll start with Hanneman and start at the bottom and work up, because why not? Hanneman Dorothea. And we have Cyril. Can Cyril hang out with Setheth? That he can. So Cyril, Setheth. And finally, Leone. With Leone and also Setheth. But Leone and... we'll do Aloise. Let's be frank. Is she a flyer? She's a flyer, never mind. I completely forgot she's a flyer. Hilda! Hilda's the next in the chopping block. Hilda and... I guess Annette. Top that one off. There's Annette. There she is. Alright, looking good. Now we're going to save it up. And I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. This should be not too long of a mission, though, so it's not even going to be too big of a deal. Be right back. Alright. There we go. I do indeedly believe that, we're good.
That symbol. It's an enemy raid. Stay calm and face them head on. Send a messenger to Acheron immediately. If we're quick, we might be able to pull off a pincer attack.
They actually give you a forewarning about Acheron's
General
bullshit.
Ladislava is among Edelgard's most trusted. Let's see what she's got. Our goal is to take down Ladislava and gain control of the bridge. Let's go.
Alright. Who needs the work?
My turn.
As always, it's Hanneman. Everyone but the Flyers, because of course the Flyers don't need their help. Hanneman, the shot in the pants, make him go fast, dance the Hanneman, make him actually be able to be in combat. There we go. Marianne levels up, yada yada yada. Standard start we always do. Hanneman just blows the arc. Oh, I can't reach. So, oh, there's no one on the archer pole. Okay, different, but not unwelcome, to say the least.
Maybe it's...
Shall we?
Leave it to me.
Let's go.
Steady now.
I am here.
Actually, using a gambit for something that's not a giant monster? Who am I and what have I done with the streamer?
Shall we?
Streamer down. Oh, I actually can't punch through this dude very well. Ignatz might be in danger. I genuinely thought she'd be able to do more damage. Oof. Yeah, we're gonna need to step in to help him out a bit, aren't we? Damn. Alright. There's a lot of capital punishment coming in. Ugh. This is better then. Oh, I can't. Oh! There we go. My Elgato's frozen right now, which is the only reason I had to stop is because it's being a little slow, bitch.
Looks like we can capture this fortress quickly if we take out the soldiers protecting
But
it.
I don't want to take out the soldiers protecting it. I appreciate the spawning reinforcement things.
Enemies approaching. Get the soldiers standing by to join the fight. We may need to hurry up preparations of the ballista, too. Protect the fortress.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna keep a meteor cast for the ballista. That could be annoying otherwise.
What's my strategy?
At the ready.
My orders?
And the sheer distance we can get is, frankly, just not okay. It's so much distance. Oh, there they are. Wow, they are not only way sooner than I was expecting, but wow, that positioning
Now's
is
the time
bad.
To show your loyalty to the Empire. Attack the enemy from behind.
I've got to make my name known to Her Majesty through distinguished service.
Acheron the Weathervane. He's of the Alliance. He's a minor noble who holds territory to the north of Murden. If he's gonna support the Empire, no need to hold back.
Hey, can he not move in the same turn? I don't think he can, but I'm gonna really hope that he can't because, oh, that'd be real annoying otherwise. That's a straight fact right there. Him just deciding to attack, same turn spawn. No, thank you. I'm good. There it is.
Whoa,
oh, shit.
New enemies from the central fortress? By the looks of it, that might not be all of them.
I think we're gonna let you take this, yeah. Actually, can Claude... Oh, yeah, Claude could just come over here and deal with this guy, so... Oh, we need a key. I guess Claude's going on a solo mission right now, because he's currently... really just fucked off from the main combat. Let's just be frank about it. He's gone, my man. Get him, man. It's also, not only does it get Hanneman a bunch of fun experience, but it helps him make better friends with Dorothea. Oh! Help min-max the people who have adjutants to make better friends so we may see more support conversations. Oh, yes. I'm specifically going to take out all of his mooks, because if I beat him, they will despawn, I do believe. I believe that was the case the last few times we've done this. Of course it's not lethal. Adjutant follow up with the magic coming in clutch. I have never had the physical damage adjutant actually be relevant before. I underestimated the value of Annette. Oh boy, man, I was not expecting that. Nice job.
Watch and learn.
As they say, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm not in for a beating, am I?
I don't know why Acheron is consistently named throughout the character when he's pretty much irrelevant in all of these.
The Empire.
Thank you, Acheron, for being very important to the plot of this game. Very important. We get a good look at that shield of Saros. Oh yeah, it's on his back. That's right. I remember that. It's the big fancy dish plate. I remember. I got it. Don't worry. I will need Violet to go through and grab them chests. We do actually have chest boys. I know I have at least one key. I'm just hoping we have two. Yes, we have at least two. Ooh, now that is a nice reward. A free talisman's a free talisman. I ain't exactly gonna turn that one down, you know? Claude is going extensively on a solo mission. He has decided to solo an entire swath of the enemy army. Just completely unaided. Just decided to take a little vacation to the other side of the map and start committing genocide. It's just one of those days. You know how it is. Enemy reinforcements have halted. They have.
Too easy.
Oh, they got javelins. Fancy. And they got these dudes.
We'll ally ourselves
also
with the Imperial
fancy.
soldiers too.
Thanks for making your way here.
Hey, look, it's not Lorenz. Also, enemies that can attack on the same turn as respawning. Yeah. Everyone's favorite mechanic. Yeah, son. Man, Claude, looking a little out of position. A little bit less, yeah. Oh, dear. Hey, you wanna help dance Violet and help get him over the front line? Thanks. Appreciate the talisman though.
I'm hurt, but I'm with you.
Oh, the only method of the only appropriate method to handling an endless influx of rando degenerates is meat. Big old case of the meat wall. Really hoping that broken bow is not actually going to get him murdered because they're going to be able to double him and do way more damage.
Perhaps.
I'm not going to look at the amount of damage he's about to take because I'm frankly afraid and would like to remain in ignorance. It's like not looking down the gun of the barrel of the executioner. You know, I just think I'm good. Oh, that's right, Ladislava. Is it the victory protection? Defeat all enemy commanders. Okay. So if we beat Ladislava and the other dude, which is oh, he's about to kill Nana. Really gonna hope he does enough damage to that Nosferatu I equip him with. But see, a Ladislava and then another. That's the commander. There's a general and an alliance. So, those two dudes plus the other one. You know.
To repay Her Majesty's favor, I will not let you pass. Next try.
Nice broken bow. So you're able to use a bow with a broken string and or stick part and still actually use it to throw arrows. Pretty sure that's not how bows work, but yeah, that's okay. Not enough.
My dream.
That was 13. Oh, wow. Oh, that sucks. Guess I'm gonna have to have the dance play instead of the, or not the dance play. The what's it called? The physic play instead of the dance play. That's the one. Stupid value out of that.
I'll do my best.
Sorry. At the ready.
Shall we?
My orders?
Steady now.
Shall we?
Let's go.
There we go.
To repay Her Majesty. Next try.
We have fixed our past transgressions.
That helps.
This.
Claude, can you stop one-hitting everything so that enemies will stop being able to get into range of you, sir? Claude is actually going to do the standard Wrath play of he keeps accidentally killing too many units, and as such, more units keep getting to pour in through a chokehold. It's almost as if it was a wide open forest. He's allowed to just walk in and or out as they please over the mountain of corpses that he's leaving behind until eventually Claude dies. Just bad time all around. Critical ring, not nearly as good as the talisman. I'm just running out of... I have so many accessories, I'm running out of things to...
Leave it to me.
Even want to equip, you know? That's general number 1.
Gotta get...
Lady!
That's general number 2.
I've got...
I'm impressed.
I'm glad we defeated them here.
We're done.
I doubt they're an enemy we
But
could
there
win
was
against
the
twice.
third general, like, right in front of us. They said defeat all commanders, and there was 3 of the commander dudes. But okay. I don't know why they would say all of it was just Ladislava. Huh. That's a little disappointing. I wanted that XP. Well, it's not like it was too important either way. I do have more paralogs than I know what to do with, so it's not like I'm going to be under-leveled, you know? You know. Already forgetting what's-his-face? Randolph?
Well done, everyone. The Great Bridge of Myrden is ours.
I was prepared for bloodshed, but that was more than expected. I guess I'm still not used to this.
Even our enemies were fighting for their own cause. They held out without fleeing until the bitter end.
That is true. I wouldn't want to become the type of person who feels nothing when someone dies.
Now it's on me to return to Alliance territory and convince those lords to join us.
Acheron.
Lawrence, would you return home for the time being and lay the groundwork with your father?
Fine. After all, this is for the Alliance. Or rather,
I
for
guess,
all
yeah,
of
it might have
Fodlan.
been Acheron, Ladislava. I just don't know why there was 2. Because normally those generals are what
and spread the word about
an
the current
ally
situation.
takes place of.
Until we finish our preparations, Judith
Because
and the Knights
normally
will do
when you
everything in their
recruit
power to
if you
defend
don't
the Great
recruit a
Bridge.
party member, they'd be in that slot.
That's a
But
casual
because
way
you've
to dole out
recruited
such
that
a
party
deadly
member,
mission,
they
boy.
replaced with a generic
object?
general.
Just who do you think I am? I won't let the Empire pass this way, even if it costs me my life.
Too bad you're not allowed to die. Fight like your life depends on it, but flee if you're ever truly in danger.
A tall order, as always. I'll use my best discretion, Claude.
We have no objections either. Go forth and secure us a sufficiently powerful army.
I'll stay here too. The only ones I'd be going home to are my little sis and my grandpa.
Are you sure you don't want to see your sister? It may be a while before you can return home again.
But if I see her, I may not want to come back. So I'll wait till I'm done here.
Actually, I'd like for you to come with me, Teach, to help negotiate with the lords. They're followers of the Church of Seros, after all. It'll make things easier if we have someone there to speak on Rhea's behalf. All right, everyone. Let's meet back at the monastery next month. Good luck out there.
Ooh, I
Is
wonder what's
that
going
you,
on
kiddo?
here. There's Nader.
I have returned,
Nardole.
Nardell.
He put such a weird emphasis on it.
Master Claude, it's you. I mistook you for one of the local children. My apologies.
It seems you have adjusted to your work here. Our recent strategy was successful, thanks to you.
I was a bit concerned when House Goneril's army intervened from the east.
Count Gloucester must have requested reinforcements from them.
Yes, and they have that young general who won some acclaim from his battles in Elmira. Regardless, they showed no signs of seriously wishing to attack us, and merely fulfilled their obligations to House Gloucester. Now then, who is this lovely lady?
This is my professor, who I asked to join me at the Roundtable Conference. Teach, this is Nardell, that retainer Judith was talking about.
How polite. I've heard good things about you from Master Claude.
As you can see, he wasn't born in Fodlan. Still, trust me when I say he is highly capable.
True! In fact, my capability is my only redeeming quality. I hope you'll continue to look after Master Claude, Professor.
Cool. Cool. Are we gonna deal with Acheron? I want to recruit Acheron. There it is!
Verdant wind.
And once we complete
Great
this
tree
next
moon.
mission, we'll be 3/4 of the
Blood
way
of
through the
eagle
game.
and lion.
We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. Soon the
Now
plot
in
will be
control of the
revealed.
Great Bridge of Murden, the Alliance army invades the Imperial territories. In response, the Imperial army garrisons soldiers at Fort Mercius.
All of that went about as well as it could have. Each lord has agreed to provide us with soldiers and supplies.
I'm impressed you were able to convince all of those scattered nobles to help us. I thought they would quarrel about how much support they should each provide. That's what they usually do.
Well, Count Gloucester took the initiative in taking on responsibilities. I presume that was because you spoke with him in advance, Lawrence.
I merely explained the situation at hand. Then my father simply followed your lead, Claude. It was because you had the professor there to represent Lady Rhea. My father is a pious follower of the Church of Seros.
I don't doubt it. I wasn't under the delusion that it was my personal charm that unified everyone. Thanks for that, by the way. I hope you don't feel like I used you, because I sort of used you. I appreciate that. We don't have time to be picky about our methods. But be honest, you're having a hard time adjusting to your new role, aren't you? You weren't even a follower of Seros to begin with, and somehow you've ended up as a representative of the Church. I realize that you might feel guilty about deceiving the believers for our cause. But this is just what the Archbishop wanted, and she's the highest authority in the Church. Besides, as wielder of the Sword of the Creator, it's undeniable that you're special. I think you should be more confident in yourself and use your position to the fullest.
I have news. Our enemy is gathering troops at Fort Mercius. Their army is immense, likely led by a renowned general, or perhaps even...
Perhaps. But she's more than that now. She's the actual Emperor. If we can defeat her, the Empire will collapse.
There's something else. An unidentified army has approached the Great Bridge of Murden. They passed through the Daphne and Gloucester territories from the northwest with incredible speed. They're raising the banner of House Blathid. Perhaps they are the remnants of the Fargus royal family. From what we could tell, they posed no threat to the citizens of the Alliance.
Dimitri's actually alive on the next
from
map.
engaging them in
Or
needless
not.
combat.
But most likely.
Maybe they hope to fight against the Empire to avenge their fallen prince. And what about the bridge itself?
Obviously, we wouldn't let them pass without receiving envoys first. We thought they may try to force their way through. We considered firing warning arrows, but they left immediately, heading east.
Are they intending to use one of the bridges in Ordelia territory?
Most likely. But the Imperial Army still controls those bridges. I can't imagine what they intend to do in the Empire, even if they do manage to break through.
I'm reluctant to ease up on our surveillance, but
So I would
it'd be
assume it's
difficult to
Dimitri
track them
who's
there.
still in control when this
For
still
now, let's
violently
assume
gotta
they're
get
just troops
Edelgard and
belonging to
just
the old
rushing
kingdom.
the fuck through.
In any case, we should proceed with caution. Soon we'll be entering Empire territory ourselves. If our enemies are going to intercept us with an attack, it will probably be at Gronder Field. How fitting that it was the site of the Battle of the Eagle and Lion 5 years ago.
Thematically appropriate. And we have more paralogs. There it is. Of course. What do we got? Barbarossa. Ooh.
My secret is hard work.
That sounds like fellow shit, Quan, but you know, okay. No, we gotta get into Master's class. We gotta see the Max. Who has one of them? Who doesn't need it? You don't need it. Let's be frank here. You don't need it. Wyvern Lord, Defiant Crit. Yeah, that seems valid. Great Knight? Probably not. Is relevant. Here's your knowledge gem. Please do spend it all in one place, as that is what we need you to be doing either way. Barbarossa. Barbarossa. In tradition of Elmira, Claude wields a bow while riding skies on his wyvern. Move again after taking certain actions. Charm, bow, fair, canto. Oh, okay. Okay. And thus we're back on that support conversation grind, but let's see what we have here. Sleeping Sand Legend. Interesting in learning more of the legend of Maquil. Oh shit, we're going way up north in the Srang Desert. Huh. One of the four saints, Claude ventures across the territory of Margrave Edmund to the Srang region and Retribution. Amid riots in the Rim territory, Ferdinand and his mythic father Dukai has been found. Lysithea knows the area well and goes to investigate. Ooh. I don't believe we did this one. I think. No, maybe we did. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if we did that one. But before we do anything else, we got support conversations again, and probably even more than before, because we just did another map.
Ah, Leonie. Off to train?
Already done. What about you? Off to draw?
No, I'm on my way back. I was thinking of adding a little color to my latest piece, so...
Come to think of it, I've still never seen your work. Here, let me take a peek.
It doesn't work like that. You have to let me know in advance. I need time to prepare.
Lighten up. Wow, look at all that paper. Are these all drawings? What should I look at first?
Wherever we travel, I try to capture the feeling and character of the landscape. I guess they've all kind of piled up. Each place is unique. Not just the geography, but also the clothing and architecture and so on. Everywhere has its own design sensibilities.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be only one way to do stuff like engraving, but it actually varies a lot.
Just within the Alliance, the styles are quite different between the North and South, and the Empire is even more diverse.
Oh, here's a landscape. What a bright blue sky. You really make it seem alive.
The blue of the sky changes with the season too. In the summer, it's darker, and yet in the winter, it's almost luminous. And, of course, the landscape below affects
all
the
they're doing
sky's
is
appearance
talking
by
about
virtue of
scenery,
contrast.
and I'm just reminded
It's
of
hard
the
to get the
purple
color
moon,
just
because
right.
they're talking
So I
about
spend a lot
sky
of time
colors
experimenting
and
with pigments and
snow. I'm just thinking of the purple moon from
I'm so
Skies of
sorry.
Arcadia.
I've been talking your ear
such
off.
a pretty game. Conceptually,
Listen, Ignatz,
it was on the
you need to
GameCube,
become
so
a
you kinda
painter.
gotta extrapolate.
Huh?
Don't say it's not useful. Your talent moves people.
But unironically,
Someday, I'm sure your
the
art will save
civilization in the
someone's
purple
life.
moon, that was
Oh
a
no, I
really
wouldn't
pretty
go
area.
nearly that
Just
far.
Remember that
wholesale.
girl you told me about? You made her so happy, and you were only just starting out. Think about what you could do now that you've had so much practice.
Can I just
This is your
restream
calling.
to Skies of Arcadia
so?
again? I want to do it again.
Yeah.
That game was
It's
so
something
good.
You can do that no one else can.
Purple Moon was
I
ice,
envy
yeah.
you.
So it was the
I wish I
upside
had a
down,
gift like that.
underneath the sheet of
Stop
ice dungeon
apologizing
where it
for
was
your
just
talent and just do it.
endless
Thank you, Leonie.
buildings, nebulous
Now, if you'll excuse me,
skyscrapers, or
I have a lot to think about.
down hell scrapers, ground scrapers. But it's just a towering city that's inverted with no noticeable entrance into any of the buildings, and it's just echoing silence. Oh, it's such a pretty atmosphere.
Aha, Lysithea. It's wrong to tease, yet I can hardly
Wait,
help myself.
It's Lindhard Lysithea.
I
We've
know
seen
a
this one
secret.
before.
Your
Yes,
secret.
we've seen this one before. No, we've the Lindhard Lysithea we've done. To be fair, all of the ancient
Lysithea.
civilizations are
I'm
really
glad I
pretty.
found you.
The green moon with the
What's up,
classic
Zero?
ancient fog-covered temple,
Could you read
untouched
something
by
for me
man
again?
for generations,
Looks
has
like
that
it's another
really
shopping list.
thick
I'm happy to help
atmosphere.
you out.
Ooh.
Did you try
And
looking
then
it
the
over
Red
yourself
Civilization
yet?
was just a big-ass pyramid. That one sucked.
What's
just
the
because it's
use?
hot.
I told you I
and then you had to
can't
deal
read.
with the Red
Have
Gigas,
a look
and
here.
those suck.
Any of these letters look familiar?
The blue one wasn't as
Huh?
good either because
This
it was
one?
in the volcano
Was
and it
that
was a dumb
apples?
underwater area, and then we had to
So
deal
it
with
says
Mr. McInvincible
3
Turtle. That one
apples?
wasn't as good
Yes,
either.
you got it. See? You can do it.
I wonder if there's anything else I can recognize.
Mm.
Let's see.
It's clear
And then
you've
there's the
got a
yellow
sharp
moon, which
memory.
was just
If you apply
underneath the
yourself, you'll be reading in
continent,
no time.
and it's just a massive
Reading
maze
is
of
such an important skill.
earth
Once
tunnels
you learn,
and
you won't
tubes.
forget.
It's
I
not
won't be
even
around
like
to read
ruins
things
or
for you
anything, it's
forever.
just big holes because it's thematically
Sepia?
appropriate for the yellow area.
Anyway, don't you enjoy learning?
Don't you just love
It
the
seems like you
ancient?
haven't
Well,
even
I guess,
thought of
like I
trying
said, it's
prior to
thematically
this.
appropriate for the
Do you
yellow
simply
moon
not have
because it's
time
just
for it?
destroyed. It's just
Until
distraught
now,
and
I
in
never
ruins.
thought about how to learn. And since I was hiding it, I never asked anybody. But right now, I feel like I'd be happy to live like this for a little bit longer.
It's the one we're missing.
Seems like a hassle at this point
Green,
not to
red,
learn. So you may as well start putting in the
yellow.
work.
Well,
Blue,
I like
green.
having you read things to me.
And white. And then the white civilization was the fucking moon.
Yeah.
And
You
that
always
was
seem
more of a
happy when
gimmick
I ask you
fest,
to read things.
but was at
And
least
when you're
interesting.
happy, you smile. I think you're pretty when you smile. I bet you everyone
Actually, it
tells you
wasn't
that,
the
though,
moon,
huh?
it was the not moon.
As a matter of fact, they haven't. Stop messing with me.
Hang on a second. Am I
Man.
the only one who's seen you make that face?
It's so
Is
amazing
that why
going back to
nobody's
play
told you?
or Skies of Arcadia and seeing
Excuse you?
just how
I mean,
dumb
honestly.
Ramirez is as a villain.
Okay,
I used
well,
to think he was
I'm gonna
so
go
cool.
take care of this
but
errand
his
for the
plot,
I'll
his
see you later,
character and
Lysipia.
plot development is the
Don't
I'm
expect me
gonna
to wait
not
for you
do my
again.
job
And,
then oh me
just
not doing my
take
job
care of
ended
yourself,
badly.
will you?
Time to kill every single person on the planet. Oh, he's such a dipshit.
Hilda? I wanted to thank you for helping me in the
Or actually, no, it
infirmary.
was everyone should
I
be
brought you these
enslaved by
pastries.
Daddy-O. Then we murdered Daddy-O. It's like,
Ooh,
well, time to
thanks.
kill
I'll
everyone.
put some tea on. Have a
Blanket Armageddon. It's all over.
That
Just
sounds
get this
lovely.
back down to zero.
I also wanted to apologize for always
Oh, and then
causing you
then
such
left
trouble.
on a like, oh,
It's
there's
no
perfect
trouble.
sequel bait,
No trouble at all.
Black Moon
Everything
lore
tastes
and
better with
hints.
friends, don't you
Oh,
think?
where's my
I give you
sequel?
hope, you give me sweets, we have a little tea party. It's a good arrangement, I'd say. I'm used to it now, so if it changed suddenly, I would feel disoriented. I suppose if you're enjoying yourself, then it can't be that bad. Sure. You don't seem to mind listening while I gab, so I'm enjoying myself
No, actually,
plenty.
hilariously enough,
But
Weevil,
do let me
we
know if
got
I'm too
more
boring.
cutscenes than the normal playthrough.
No,
because
you're
the
not boring
cutscenes
at
that explain a
all.
lot of Ramirez's
In fact,
backstory
you're,
are locked
very
behind
good
the
at
moonfish.
talking.
And unless you
You're
get
also
every
good with
single
your
moonfish
hands.
in the game
You
and
can
then
clean and
also do
organize better than
Piastol,
almost
you'll never
anyone.
see
I envy
100% of his backstory.
Oh, stop.
And
I'm blushing.
those lore
I'm not
explanations
as great
just
as all that.
because they're
We're
meant to
both a
explain
lot
why
different on the
he's like
inside
this,
than we
but
look
they
on the
don't
outside.
answer the one
Don't you
question
think?
of why
How
did
do
he
you
help
mean?
the evil people.
People
And
who
it
see
instead
you
explained
think you're so
he decided to
clever,
help
but
the evil
you're
people,
actually
realized the
clumsy.
evil people were
That's why I
evil,
help you,
and then
because there are some
immediately
things you
thought
just can't
everyone
do.
on the planet
sorry
is the
you always
evil
have to
people,
clean up after
even though he knows.
I didn't say I hated it.
That's not
In
true.
fact, you've taught me a few new techniques I can
Yeah,
use
because
to
there was never a
persuade
cutscene
people.
that explained
Maybe I'll
why
start
he
imitating you a
started
little
helping
bit.
them.
I'll
Because
do the
it was
man.
explained that
That
when he was
sheepish
crash landing, he got saved
and those
by them.
quavering
And so he's like,
downcast
alright,
eyes. But
time
that
to help
might not
him.
work as well for me. People would probably assume that I'd hit my
no.
head. Oh, well.
Because it was like one person in particular,
Aw,
one
here
like
I am,
general dude saved his life. He's like, all right, I'll serve this general.
So
He saved my
rude,
life.
and
That's
so
only
adorable.
fair. But then when it turned
I'm
out
so
that
sorry.
general
I
was
just
an
can't help
asshole,
it. When I imagine you
and he
doing
should
those
have
things,
reverted
I-
back to his default state of, oh, he was an evil dude all along. This proves my
It's
initial
rather
quest was
un-Hilda-like,
just, and I
I'll
should get
admit.
back to that. He's like, no, I'm going to continue to help
enough
the
laughing.
evil people, but make it even worse.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
I'm not paying attention. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
are you all right? That tea's hot, Marianne. Be careful.
Yes. Oh, ouch, hot.
come on. What did I just say?
I know, I'm sorry. Ow, 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 ow. Hot.
Oh boy, a real steady hand, that Marianne. It's nice to see her laugh. Sure, she was laughing at me, but how can I get mad when she looks so dang cute?
Even the other main villain, the dude who got murdered, at least he had the background explanation of he was kind of just an asshole and wanted to conquer. Like that checks out. He just wanted power, and he did everything to strive for it. Very basic and not exactly engaging in like an extensive degree, but it was still enough.
Marianne, are you confessing?
He was a
today?
simple man, but very
No,
scary.
I was waiting for you.
For me?
No one was expecting Ramirez to be the final boss. Holy shit.
I wanted to apologize. You kept trying to encourage me, but I just avoided you in return.
No, I'm the one who should be sorry. I only wanted to give you some advice, but I ended up running you off.
Can I tell you something, Ash?
Of course.
Also, bonus points for the only admiral that
You said
lives
that
to
my
the end of that
quest is
game
an
is Virgo.
extraordinary gift,
Of all
but
of
I don't
them,
agree
that
with
dude
that at
lives.
all. Don't people have more important qualities?
What do you mean?
Like, how much we help those around us. Or whether or not we can make other people smile. Sylvain says that a person's value is in their smile.
Sylvain, huh? He really can turn anything into a line.
I'm trying to be less negative. I've also realized that I should have a dream to pursue like you do. I think people who have something to work toward are more fulfilled. Yet here I am, living an empty life without a dream.
That still sounds kind of negative to me.
Ash is one of the few characters in this
does
game
being
that got a
fulfilled even
genuine,
mean
like,
here, anyway?
well, it
Are
wasn't
you
even an
saying
arc,
people
but it
without
was like
dreams live empty lives?
a
I don't
bunch of
agree with that.
events were
When I
related
was a kid,
directly around
I was
him.
too busy
He got a
worrying about my
paralogue.
next meal
A
to
main
have a
quest
dream.
is directly related
Was my
to him.
life empty
and
then?
they all feed back
That's not
into
what I
his
mean at
initial
all.
character.
I just
Then
don't
those
know-
two events happen.
I don't know how
Then
to
you can get
find
some
my
support
dream.
conversations with him. and
chin
it's
up.
like
Maybe
he
I can
gets
help.
so much.
I'm sure
Whereas
we can
other
come up
people
with
get like a
something for you in no
paralogue
time
that's
if
not
we put
even
our heads
theirs.
together.
They're tacked into it and
You'll
that's
help
it.
me?
He got like a full like two full missions.
Unless, you don't want me to, of course.
No, I would appreciate that. I want to find something worth working toward. Together, with you, and with my head held high.
Ash is a good boy, and I like him. He's a good lad.
Oh, Sedith! Good day to you, and farewell.
Just a moment, Hilda. How are you feeling?
Intense music.
Sorry? Oh, fine. I'm doing just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. I had heard that you requested a substitute for your cleaning duty due to an illness.
You really do know everything, Sedith.
Just prior to that, you also asked for someone to take your place with table setting. I believe that was due to a wrist injury. It was not too serious, I hope.
You heard that.
Oh!
The wrist is
Oh!
all healed up, thank
No!
I seem to recall also that you declined to participate in a mock battle. That was due to a headache, yes?
Oh
I
no!
have a very fragile body, you see? It's so kind of everyone to make accommodations.
Indeed. It is a great friend who offers to help without complaint. See that you treasure such friends, and that you return the favor.
Of course. Well, then I should really be...
By the way...
Was there something else you wanted?
It so happens I am on my way to the chapel to offer my prayers. Would you care to join me?
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to intrude. I've already offered up all my prayers for the day.
Marvelous. We must always remember to give our thanks to the goddess. It is essential that we offer our prayers to her each day, that we reflect on our deeds and strive to live as she
The
would
question
want us to
becomes,
live.
does Sedith know what he's doing,
For
or
the
is it
goddess
just
sees all
so
we say
happen
and do.
that he's fucking with her?
Now, if you will excuse
Or
me.
Or yeah, he's just that dense. It's like he's fucking with her, or it's just an accident. It's entirely coincidence based.
So scary. It feels like he can see right
But
through me.
this is already probably Hilda's best.
Lazy. I wish he'd just scold
Oh
me
man,
outright.
the only reason this support
precisely why I
conversation is
tried to
so
avoid him.
fantastic is because every single other support conversation is her manipulating people. And Sedith is the shit, he can punish me, shit.
Hello, Cyril. On break?
Just figuring out what needs doing next. Why? You need something done?
Ooh, Hilda
Nothing like
Sedith
that.
has
I was hoping to
shot
speak with you.
to the top
You
of that
wanna
list
talk?
after Leone.
Yes. You told me that you are happy so long as you can continue to work for the Archbishop. Have you considered that there might be other ways to find happiness?
Nope. Repaying my debt to Lady Rhea is all I want to do. Lady Rhea might not be around right now, but all the stuff I do, it's still for her.
What will you do once your debt is repaid?
I can never repay her.
You are possessed of a rare and admirable devotion. I too owe the Archbishop a debt, but repaying her is only one of the reasons I am here.
What you mean, one of the reasons you're here?
I mean that I have other motivations aside from that. If those motivations required me to be elsewhere, then I would be elsewhere.
Motivations?
Yes. I am fortunate enough to share common cause with the Archbishop. Thus, I am able to remain. Don't be mistaken. It is admirable to repay one's debts, but that alone should not define a person. While it is good to make peace with the past, it is also essential to look ahead to the future. What kind of future do you see for yourself? What can you do to work
I don't know
toward
how
it?
anyone can dislike
I would
Sedith
like you
as
to
a
think about
character.
what
He's
might
so
make
good.
your future brighter.
I don't know if I understand you right. See, when Lady Rhea took me in, it was the first time I ever thought maybe I had a purpose. And I don't know what else I could wish for than that, you know?
I do not mean to trouble you. It's just that I cannot help but notice the way you squander your potential. It's as though you avert your gaze from it on purpose. Keep what I've said in the back of your mind, at least. You have plenty of time.
Okay, Sedith.
Mint. Nice. That's another good one. We got a good batch right there. That was good. I liked that. And we still got like 25 minutes. So we can do a bunch of cooking and another batch of support conversations. Because you know there's gonna be more. And now we're gonna...
I could use a hand.
I thought there was gonna be another combat quest. It's gonna be like, oh, it's a perfect triple dip. Because we only got 2 paralogs. But that would be the third. Nope, never mind. Now we gotta give it back to him. There you go. Merry Christmas. There you don't spend
Thanks.
it all
I'm
in
glad I
2
asked.
places. I gotta do that. Come over here. There we go. Feeding time. Wait, I never went to the garden. Oh! I actually did go to the garden, but I didn't do gardening things in the garden for the garden purposes. Give me that. Thank you. Here's some mixed herbs. Here's a single purple flower. And that. There you go. Perfect. It's a match made in heaven. Truly the king combo. Nice.
Professor.
Fantastic. And then on top of that, before everything else, so everyone may see me doing it, so they don't think I'm a cheeky, cheaty man, I'm gonna go over here and buy things. Hello. Also, you're open.
Hello!
Do you have anything I need to buy from you? No. But I can buy food now! Why
Tell
does
your
the
friends.
cult shop be the only one
there.
that sells
This one, yes.
food?
I think this one, yes. I think this one,
Why
yes.
did the dark
I think this one, yes.
magic merchants
I think
have
this
to
one,
come
yes.
to town
I
for
think
me
return
to be
soon,
able to
please.
buy food? Why? It's so expensive, too. There's no reason for that to not be available early game and have someone be able to break the bank trying to buy a bunch of beef. Now we get to look through and see who everyone to talk to. I'll do in reverse order this time. Hanneman, Dorothy, I don't think it's gonna... Well, okay. Claude, and I do believe Annette is still indisposed. So it should be Claude Flame. Oh, Flame doesn't like that.
My brother used to scold me for being too picky. So
That smell.
Lorenz and Manuela. It was very okay. I did like it. But then we're probably going to do Lorenz and Catherine, and we'll have Dorothy attack onto a bunch of battles. But Manuela and Lorenz. Ooh, they both like this too. Bonus points. Bonus ducks.
I did not expect
this.
Nope, they're not done yet. Raphael and Shamir still chugging away on that one. That's definitely taken a while. It is a nice touch that I have not seen a food that Raphael just does not like. He just eats everything.
Food tastes better.
This is...
Big nuts. And... ooh, Ingrid, that would work. But we're finishing off Petra. Ignatz and Petra. Wait, where's Ignatz? Am I blind? There he is.
I would be like...
I'll find...
Lysithea and... ooh, Cyro. But Lysithea and... yeah. Sylvain. Lysithea Sylvain, I guess. As Lindhart and Felix have already been done. And Annette is done. So actually, I can feed Annette and Claude. But Sylvain and Lysithea. I actually think I've already seen this one before. But it doesn't matter too much. Lysithea. Sylvain.
Eating delicious.
Yeah, you just...
Hey, that's a swing. And a hit. Oh, Marianne's actually almost done. Wow, Marianne only has Hanneman and Ferdinand. And once Ferdinand is done with Marianne, I don't need to feed her anymore. Like, because I never train her, so she'll never need morale. And Hanneman and Marianne will happen passively over time. So once I'm done with Ferdinand and Marianne, I'll never need to feed her again. Oh, I'm running low on food again. Ferdinand, Marianne. And I do think I've been plugging away at this one for a while, so it should actually be coming up soon. Nice. That means I can flex into other options like Sylvain and Dorothea, who I've been slowly working on over time using the group tasks from Training Town. Hilda and... oh wait, Hilda and Annette isn't actually done. That was the one we were working on. Fortunately, Leonie said it was what's working on there, but... shit. Damn it. But right now, it is Annette, and it is Hilda. And they both like it, so it's even more friendship points.
Ooh, yummy.
And Annette Hilda is done, just like that. And set at Leonie.
It's nice to share a meal with us.
That looks...
Cyril and... Cyril Mercedes. Actually, wait. Can I could do Cyril Ash now, because Ash is done with Marianne. So Cyril Ash can start doing, because Marianne doesn't have an A rank. I want to force out the A ranks to see as many epilogues as I possibly can. So Ash Cyril is higher priority right now. You've gone up the tier list. I'm so proud of you. And they both like it.
This is so... This looks still...
Hannah Man and Hannah Dorothea. You can see how low on food we're getting. Oh, Hanneman doesn't like it. Hanneman doesn't like it. And, oh. Dorothea doesn't like it. So we're unironically gonna need to go play. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go fishing off stream again. Fishing is barely getting us far enough.
Lady Rhea.
Do not do this in your own playthroughs, please. I have been saving up as much money as possible, and well as fishing and everything.
Will this one do?
You can only buy one of each of these? Huh. Oh wait, no. Wait, this can be cooked into a dish, but these ones have the stat up ones: resistance, magic, HP, and strength. I think these are not used for normal dishes. Speed, defense, dex. Fuck. That boosts luck, that boosts charm. Shit, this isn't real food. That's fake food. That's real fake food. I can't eat that.
Hey, welcome.
Can you give me some more poultry, please? For a $1,500? And there's no synergy. So, we go with the Dorothea doesn't like it one, because I do actually need to get Hanneman his morale. She doesn't like shrimp.
I'm pretty sure I don't like this.
You should continue eating, of course.
Well, now. This is a bad time. Lysithia Sylvain. I believe we've seen this one before, but I'm not sure.
I have to say, you're really impressive. I respect you a lot, and I thought I should tell you.
Okay.
It's just, you know, you're 4 years younger than me, but you work really hard at everything. I mean, when I was your age, I wasted all my time just goofing off and doing whatever I wanted.
Doesn't look like much has changed for you since then.
Ooh, damn.
And unlike you,
Snap.
I don't have time to waste, so leave me be.
And she's being a
Are you going to do
bitch.
some
That's
extra
double.
magic training? I'd be happy to join you, if you don't mind. What do you want to start with?
I am absolutely disinterested in spending any time with you.
These
What
people
is
are
it
so
you want
rude.
anyway? Clearly, you haven't been listening to a word I've been saying. Perhaps it's because I'm younger. You see fit to ignore me when I speak. Is that it?
What? No. He has nothing to do with it. You're amazing. You're true to yourself. You know what you want and who you are. Not a lot of girls
This game
I know
decided
can say
to be
that.
cheeky, and the main reason
so
the
it isn't
time
my
skip
age
exists,
that's
so you
to
don't
blame
actually have
for
to
you
worry
losing
about the
over my
moral
wishes.
quandary of people
It's my
dating when
gender.
they're both over and underaged.
Where did you get that idea?
Because, like,
I'm just trying to praise your smarts and
Mercedes
hard work
is
ethic.
like
It's
28,
impressive how
I think.
someone so young.
And Lysithia,
Your
I think, is
lack
like
of
20 right now.
self-awareness is deeply troubling.
What I'm aware
That's a
of,
decent
he's still trying
age
to pick a
weight.
fight.
That's a decent
Calm
age
down,
gap,
kiddo.
and the fact that there's a bunch of random dudes intermingled.
really
I think like
busy.
Lysithia is like 15 at the beginning of the game, and that's just real,
inordinately
real
busy.
fucking
I've
weird.
got one last thing to say.
Oh man, that's
What
kind
would
of
that be?
weird. And hey, 5 years passed.
I'm
Now we're
skilled
talking.
with magic, and my abilities are finely honed. It's not like I need someone for target practice.
Okay, bye.
No, but I do.
Poor Sylvain. Hulda Annette is finally done.
Ooh, you're keeping your room really tidy these days, Hilda.
I'm pretty good at cleaning,
Honestly,
I found out.
Annette
I
is
guess I was
becoming
being
one of my
lazy
least favorite
before.
characters in the game.
I figured that if I
And it's
left
not
it to
because I
somebody
dislike
else,
her,
I
she's
might
just
lose
very
another vase.
boring. She's
sorry again
so
about that.
basic.
And about all
She's
of the
like
other
the
things I knocked
perfect
over, too.
5 out of 10,
Yeah,
mediocre,
the
middle of
shelves
the
and
road.
the chairs
And because
and
most of the
clothes
characters in
and
this game I
makeup.
like,
I'm
that's
sorry.
putting her on the
I said
lower
I'm
end of
sorry.
the spectrum.
I put everything
We're
back,
definitely
didn't I?
leaning towards the A plus S rank tier rather than the
I'm
D and E tier.
kidding. You know, Annette, you should try to be a little more selfish.
That was a quick change of subject.
You said how hard you've been working not to disappoint your family. You cleaned my room, or tried to, because I was feeling overwhelmed. You're always taking on other people's burdens.
You might be right. It could be nice to do something for myself sometime. But if I hadn't tried hard for other people's sakes, maybe I wouldn't have tried at all. I might not have made it this far. So really, I don't regret a thing. Who I am now is the sum of everything I've done.
You're so soft-hearted, Annette.
You really think so?
I didn't mean it as a compliment. But anyway, I just thought of something you can do for me. You can take a nap with me.
A nap? But I'm not done with my chores.
Yeah, I could use a little shut-eye, and it feels nice to snuggle up with someone. So,
Snuggle time.
why don't we lie down for a bit?
This would be weird
Are you
if this
sure
wasn't
it's okay to nap right now?
an anime.
I still have stuff to do for the professor.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Later I'll help you with your stuff, and it'll be done in no time.
Oh, fine.
Nap
for a bit.
time!
The sunlight coming through the window is awfully nice.
Isn't it? Nothing better than a nice lazy nap in the middle of the day.
It really is relaxing.
And that's a snore.
Already dozing. She must have needed this nap really bad. I'm feeling a little drowsy myself. Sleep well, Annette.
Sleep time. Y'all ready for this? It's nap time. I have to go hang out with Sylvain and then probably immediately, maybe not actually immediately skip it because I'm a chick.
Oh, Professor. I didn't realize you were there. If we keep running into each other like this, people will start to talk. Hey, don't get
If there was
mad.
one that
joking.
would be different, it would be Sylvain when you're a
forget
dude
it.
or a chick.
What do you need? Well, you're not wrong. I fell for that girl recently, but I just wanted to have some fun and leave it at that. So, I told her we should break it off. I guess she was feeling a little more serious than I was. She started crying, and everything got a bit complicated. Come on, Professor. Playing around with girls is the most fun a guy can have. Besides, I don't care what you think of me. I don't intend to change how I live my life. I'm a good-for-nothing, if you haven't noticed. But I'm still a noble with a crest. That's all anyone cares about. It's best to avoid getting too serious with fools like that. It only leads to trouble. I'm gonna be forced into an arranged marriage with some random noble woman anyway. By the way, Professor, you didn't know you had a crest, did you?
It didn't actually change as much as I
see.
thought.
I suppose a mercenary wouldn't be concerned with such things. Most children who are born to noble families are tested upon birth to see if they bear one. Even descendants of the 10 elites, like myself, can't be legitimate heirs without a crest. That means as children, we're only accepted if we're born with one. The heads of most noble houses keep having kids until they get one with a crest. Those children then grow up to be heads of their houses, and the vicious cycle continues. Do you get it now? To all these commoner girls, I'm just a trophy. Or rather, a stud horse. Perhaps, but that doesn't change the fact that these girls don't love me. They only love the potential rewards of loving me. If I marry a girl, and she gives birth to a child with a crest, that kid might become the next head of House Gautier. But nowadays, with the bloodlines getting weaker, there are a lot of kids like my brother, born with no hope. For ages now, those of us with crests have been envied and desired, but never for who we are. I understand the value of my blood. Believe me, I hate how much I understand it. I know better than to dream of being free from this burden. I'm used to it by now. I used to think I didn't have the right to live freely. That's right. You know what? I'm a bit jealous. The whole time you were growing up, you never knew you had a crest. You were free. Nobody pretended to like you. I kind of hate you for that. You were a spoiled brat who should pay for that crest. Maybe I'll collect the debt. Gotcha! Wow, you should have seen the look on your face just then. Don't mind me, Professor. After all, ladies love a dark...
That's also the mask slipping off a little bit. He is genuinely kind of pissed at you. Sylvain's a very interesting character. I do like him a lot. That's actually why I like him, not because he's not just a fucking chauvinist. I'm hitting the end of the there we go button. There we go. Mission accomplished. I'm probably gonna need to go fishing, like, immediately after this, so... Another round of training before we're all done.
That...
Here, you know what? I'll get that over the next, like, auto things. We'll move over to you there, Cyril. You know what? I think it'd be best for him to get Dax crit first. And then I can get him to have Ready Stance Plus. Claude is fine. Lorenz, he needs some work. Claude is also doubly fine because he has the knowledge gem, so he'll be generating it even faster now. He's fine. You aren't.
Now to... Oh.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Fantastic. Hilda's actually starting to get caught back up. Like, Hilda's starting to contest Raphael and Claude in just sheer weapon mastery. Raphael's been leading the pack since before the time skip, and I haven't trained him in a long time, and there he goes, catching back up nigh instantly. There Hilda goes, I mean, you know what I mean. You're a smart cookie, you figured it out, I trust you.
I have to add...
Hi, Catherine. Bye, Catherine.
Professor.
Hi, Ingrid. There you go. Another round of baby cooking from whatever I could scrounge up from the garden. Probably going to hopefully watch like one more sport conversation. And then if we don't have enough food, I'll go fishing. Otherwise, I'll do another round of training, and then we'll go fishing next time between streams. That's what I'm doing between all of these streams, is fishing a lot. Like, a lot. Every time. Why do you think I keep running out of bait?
Let's put this to the test.
One step before the... I'm starting to get it.
We'll find out. We'll see what needs to be done. And in we go. Probably should not have done the joke. Mixed herb, southern fodlin seeds, albino seeds, and purple flower seeds. Pitcher plant. There it is. The legend of the pitcher plant. Let's see what we can sir? See what we can scrounge up. Priority number 1 is... Actually, priority number 1 should be the people who need a morale, but I was going to say Mary Ann's very high on the list. Okay. I would say Claude Annette, because that's an option now. I'm going to keep doing Claude Flame, because Annette's just not as interesting. Claude and Flame. Head Chef Challenge. Challenge.
Eating is life.
My brother used...
Next we have Lorenz. Lorenz and Manuela. We did not actually get a single new thing of food. Oh, dearie me. That's a problem. Does Lorenz not like any of this? Oh! We got one! But Manuela doesn't like it, so nope, we're gonna have to come back to him. Yep, I'm gonna need to do fishing. So, Raphael and... Shamir, oh yeah, I'm still working on that one, aren't I? Again, there's very little Raphael doesn't like.
Food tastes better.
This is...
Ignatz and Petra. Hey, Petra, who's normally so picky, actually can tolerate this. In fact, she likes it. So does Ignatz. What's going on right now?
I would be liking that greatly.
This food is a revelation.
Of course not. Lysithia and... yeah. Could just keep bumping up Sylvain. Or I could do Catherine. It doesn't matter too much. Just wanna... yeah, Lysithia's probably the lowest on the list of the people who still need to actually be fed. Just because hers aren't as interesting. Hilda and... and that's done. So I guess it's Hilda Caspar. Because Hilda Ferdinand should almost be done, actually. And then after that it's Hilda Sedith. Hilda Sedith... oh, I'd probably have to focus down Hilda Sedith, though. We're getting near the end of the game. Shit. But right now, Marianne Ferdinand's priority number 1. Leonie and... also Sedith.
It's nice to show
that.
Cyril and Ash. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Can't do it. Neither did Ash. And then Hanneman doesn't like it either. So yeah, no, we're actually already done. I actively cannot feed my students. I know the food I buy at the dang old store over there, that don't give me anything. And then, oh man, look at the texture on them clouds. They are very jagged. But I'm gonna have to go fishing again. I wish the garden gave just a tiny bit more food. Just a little bit. That, or I wish I knew the optimal way to get food out. Because if I could get just the tiniest bit more, I wouldn't be running into this problem. Because if I could get just a little bit more, I could be making equilibrium amounts of food to the food that I'm consuming. But right now, I do not make the same amount of food that I consume in the garden. So I always go through these periods where I stop using food from the garden for a little while. It builds back up. I use it. and then I run out again, and then I need to build it back up, which is like right now. Which is not fun. And it's especially not fun because I have to use the fishing, and fishing is very annoying. You can know how annoying it was because I forgot to do it last time and had to quickly get it done in under 15 minutes before this fucking street started. But anyway, not a problem for right now. So anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed. I hope you all have a good rest. I have a good rest. I can't roll my R's too consistently. Rest of your day, and peace.